Backlog. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
Decent.
Word.
Decent.
I went out and drank too much.
Decent.
Hey.
Why would you do that, you old man? You can't do that anymore.
Because well, it's my friend's birthday.
Crisis.
Okay. Well, so that's your excuse right there.
Yeah. And so I couldn't leave him hanging.
Understandable.
True. Many a bad deed has been perpetrated by not leaving your boys hanging. Because, bros for hoes.
Hoes before bros. Wait, what?
See, like, the bros always come first. You always, like, if you have to, like, bury a body, like, I'm not saying, like, obviously you'd help your friends bury a body, but, like, if you needed help your friends.
But you're also saying that, if you need help,
yeah,
hit me up.
Exactly.
I got it. Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I mean, I might judge you while getting the carpet out of my car, but
Wait, why a carpet though?
Soaks up blood the best.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean that makes sense. I was just wondering if it just made the body heavier or what the dynamic of that was.
I believe
it's easy
they're
to
used
cover the
for
body.
Body transportation. Yeah, it's just all around good thing to have.
So you're saying like if like I was just thinking like, if it covers the body, like you gotta have like a pretty big carpet just chilling around. And then it comes to like, like what kind of vehicle you're driving, you know what I mean?
I mean, carpet's not that expensive if you just want to get like a human body roll-sized piece of carpet, right?
Right, you're like some ugly carpet.
So, yeah, and then you bury the body, like probably 6 feet deep, right?
Okay.
Something like that.
And then you fill in like about 3 feet, and you put like a decoy carcass, like some roadkill or some shit.
Oh damn.
Yep.
On top of there, and then you put another 3 feet, so that when the dog just goes sniffing around, they're like, "Oh, okay, it's just a fucking animal carcass."
Dude,
I saw it on CSI. That's how you do it. That's legit.
I just want to say that you sound like a professional.
No.
Like you might have done this before,
I mean, it's crazy what you pick up on the internet. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
It's got the info.
Okay. But I mean, then comes the question, why are you looking those things up? Hey guys, I just want to let you know that right here we had a cutout in the audio, so we got that fixed. But sorry about that. We're gonna continue right now. Here we go. That should be better.
What'd you do and what'd you break?
I didn't break anything. I was just organizing my. Okay, so Breezels, can you hear us now?
What'd you break?
Just stop. I just want to make sure. Okay, so
we back
on the on OBS, you have an option to hide items. So one of those was the Discord, and the other one was the Yeti microphone that I'm using. So I figured if you just hide it, that means I wouldn't see it.
Oh no!
But it in fact turns it off.
Indeed, it disables it
because
and hides it.
Because it has it
from existence.
Because it has an eye like figure, like icon. And then it just has like a line through it. So I thought it was still working. But yeah, it makes sense. My bad. It wouldn't be a backlog podcast if there wasn't some kind of technical difficulty.
Random audio issue? Oh yeah, of course.
Apparently, yeah.
It's part of our charm.
I mean, I kind of think of it as like my curse. Like,
one per episode.
Yeah, something weird has to happen, like Quintessence disappearing, not recording half the podcast.
How'd you pull that one off?
I don't remember.
Huh.
Breezels, that's the thing, is like you're not even the first guest to show up an hour late. You're actually the second.
You showed up.
At least. What do you? Wait, did somebody
We're
else?
talking about somebody I know, and I can't imagine who we're talking about here.
Wait. August just didn't show up one time. I don't even remember that.
Yeah, you did. He failed.
No, didn't I? I at least text before I bail. I don't.
It was like 45 minutes into the podcast. You're like, "Hey, I got a text from August. Oh, he's not coming."
Okay, yeah, maybe that tracks. That seems legit.
I don't even know what episode that was.
I probably didn't even know when the podcast started, but yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, it varies.
It does.
Heavily.
It moves around. It's a moving target. You got to catch it.
How's Matt feeling today? I mean, the podcast could really be anywhere between, say, 4 p.m. and 7.
Yeah.
It's 7. Well, basically the way I've been looking at it is our podcast has like been so close to Rider Club, and every time we've been bumping into the Rider Club time. Yeah. So we have to we have to get a little bit, at least a half an hour to an hour.
Speaking of Rider Club, I found out like there's a whole like channel on Twitch that's like biting your style there. Like there's a dedicated channel for like Kamen Rider episodes on Twitch, bruh.
Oh,
Crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
I was looking
there's
for
the
that.
official channel.
Yeah, there's like one for that. There's one for like MXC, and there's like one for like one other thing.
That's badass. I can't wait until those channels get shut down.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's an official channel. Yeah, they only have like a couple episodes. They use it to kind of like test the waters for various series to see what should be like brought over. Seems like.
Well, do you think we would get our asses busted down if I just like copied their channel and put it like?
I'd say it's better safe not to do it than to do it, because like all your content's on your channel.
Bro,
so it's really not worth it.
All I'm saying is that just whatever you do, don't post the entire movie of Black Widow on your stream.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, it was Suicide Squad. That's right. You
gotta hold a video game controller if you're playing a game, right? That makes it okay.
All of Suicide Squad.
All of Suicide Squad, and that podcast doesn't exist because of it.
What a shock! I would have thunk it.
Like it went straight to.
Wait. So the podcast we did doesn't exist because of it?
Yes.
On Suicide Squad, yeah.
Oh no,
it doesn't exist.
Our podcast got deep sixed.
So basically, what happened was I had the volume completely off. I was like showing sections of it as we were talking about it, and then
the whole ass movie,
and then eventually I just played the whole ass movie with no volume.
The stream every so often. I'm like, is this just the whole movie? And I'm watching all the scenes go by. Yeah, he's playing the entire movie.
Mistakes were made.
No wonder we got.
So
exactly.
Literally as soon as the podcast ended, I got a copyright strike, and then that episode was just wiped off the face of the earth.
100% match with Suicide Squad.
They couldn't even give.
No, true.
They couldn't even give me the audio. Like they had to take that too.
Oof.
Rip.
Yeah, I mean, like they might hear it though. They might hear. I don't know.
I wonder if the same thing would have happened if we were reacting to it.
Probably. If we used the whole movie.
People watch whole ass episodes of MasterChef, Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
Naruto,
but like
Hunter x Hunter.
That's like at the behest of the copyright holder, or rather, that the copyright holder doesn't care because it's bringing them free press. Like you're never gonna be allowed to run a currently running movie on a stream. That's
I mean that's like I basically distributed some pirating there, and
it's true.
Not to mention, I'm fucking with the mouse, so as soon as you start fucking with the mouse starts fucking you. You know what I mean?
Yep. Truth. Truth. The House of Mouse, Disney snipers on your roof. Even though that's DC, so it's technically Warner Brothers snipers on your roof. But
that's true.
I'm sure they contract with the same sniping agency.
I mean, yeah, you're probably right. I mean, that movie did just come out. I think, at the
Yep,
time too.
it
So
did.
I mean, I was
Still on HBO Max, yeah.
I was playing with fire. By the way, speaking of recording episodes, I actually recorded our entire like session of Common Writer Club. Yeah, I didn't tell anybody because so the problem is like once you tell somebody, "Hey, I'm recording this," like people stop acting naturally. And so like, you know, like it kind of like it's like candid, you know, like I think when we had we had Chewy on the podcast, and Chewy, not that he was uncomfortable, but he just wasn't being himself, you know, like he didn't feel very I don't think he's ever been on a podcast before. So like but then when I'm recording and we're watching Writer Club, he's a different person, man, from that podcast to, you know what I mean? So I just really wanted something that was candid, and
now the secret's out. He's gonna know.
well,
Which one did you record?
last week's episode, yeah. And so like I think he honestly when I thought it was a funny episode, like that we recorded. Like it's sort of like you know, it felt like a mystery science theater type vibe.
We were roasting it a fair bit,
and but I was enjoying it. Like I enjoyed that just as much as I enjoyed the show.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, Writer Club is a good. I look forward to it every week.
Yeah, me too. Although I suppose as the host, I should look forward to it every week.
True.
You're just like, nope, this is the one job I hate every week.
The one job he fucking hates.
Yeah. Respect.
It's like, God damn it, bro. If
damn,
I swear
to go no.
Attention to go, baby. If I could, I swear to God, I would pay one of you to edit for me though. If
Dude,
if I could.
It's a nightmare, bro.
I don't know anything about editing.
Yeah, and I have zero time, but gosh darn, I know the struggle. Editing is definitely like one of those things that's like the icing on the cake. It's having heard like unedited content and unedited podcasts and seen unedited videos that people just don't have the time to like throw up there. That yeah, I mean, editing definitely adds a lot.
Well, it's just like when like last week when Quintessence had, you know, he had to leave the podcast. I actually had to go through and edit in telling people that Quintessence was no longer, because he didn't announce that he was leaving.
Breezels was telling his life story. I didn't want to interrupt that.
I mean, fair enough. But I mean,
I sent you a message.
Yes, you sent me a message that I couldn't read because I was doing a podcast. I don't know, yours.
Oh, okay.
I do. Breezels, do you use Premiere Pro? Just out of curiosity. Because if you do, that's what I use. And the problem is that if we use different editing software, it's harder to like transfer over. You know, like what is it like? I don't know what the Mac
code stuff like.
Yeah,
that.
Use DaVinci
Resolve.
I've never even heard of that. So
yeah, like, there's some free stuff out there, but you gotta know how to use it.
Yeah, everything I use is through Premiere Pro. So I mean, I'm so used to it, and the amount of editing I've been doing, I've been getting better and better at it.
Dude, Adobe's got like a death grip on the editing industry. Like holy shit, for like everything.
Yeah,
crazy.
For sure.
I know people that pay what like the full Adobe suite, which is like $400 a year. Like my God, they must be making bank.
Well, I mean that's the thing is like every kind of knockoff editing software is basically just copying Adobe Premiere Pro.
Well, I mean, like, there's only going to be so many configurations of features. So yeah, a lot of them are going to look alike at the end of the day anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, like everyone uses Adobe. And I get it; it's really good. But at the same time, like, oof, the way they're making money off people. Yeah, it hurts me to watch.
It wants you to like, yo, this is the professional editing software. And but yeah, I still suck ass at After Effects, but hey, I could do Photoshop now and a lot of just Premiere Pro.
Cool.
but just getting better and better at it, and like I think one thing that I've started working on a lot is like audio transitions, which is something that I did not pay attention to before. So I guess with audio transitions, you don't want to like have like the sound kind of like you don't want like sound jumping too much. Like if you're editing a clip, you have to kind of like have the audio silently built back up if you're editing something. Like you can't just slap two audio, together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would do
on media, and of course, if you're trying to combine them or layer them, you want them to be kind of consistent. Yeah, I get it.
And not to mention like with outros too, like making sure that those have like fades and instead of just leaving it be and just having the video end, it's like leveling up like a professionalism to a video. But yeah, that's kind of like what I've been fucking with as of late. Yo, should we start with our weeks? How was your week, August?
That was pretty solid. Busy. School's back in session, so really trying to grind in that. Also working full time, so that's a nightmare too. But trying to do both. But we hanging in there. We fighting. It's my weekend, so just doing homework, doing laundry, trying to do podcast. Yada yada. Haven't been able to follow up on all of it. Like I wasn't able to watch like the full 40-minute Nintendo Direct. But I was able to like catch like the 6-minute like IGN highlight.
We actually the lucky thing is we both me and Quintessence both watched the entire thing. So
nice. Well, I watched the highlight, so I know like what they presented, so we can all talk about it a little bit later. We could talk about our reactions to that. Oscar noms released this week. We can talk about those a little bit, based on what we've seen or haven't seen, what we expect to win, being like the clear winner.
mm-hmm.
like there's an animated movies category, and I don't know
what the fuck.
Well, so there's always been an animated movies category, but the real joke is that like if you know anything about like all the hype and all the buzz that's been going on around like a certain piece of media lately, it's probably the clear front runner to win. So like I don't know, but at the same time,
is there some Colombian Disney movie?
There's a potential. There's a high potential for it to be that. Like #1 on every music and whatever.
That movie was stupid good though.
What was it?
No, I
to
bet
be
it
fair.
is. I bet it is. We're not gonna mention the movie until we get there. We're gonna save it. But yeah, I
actually,
expect that to be a clear winner.
I know. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It doesn't take rocket science. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah,
you don't have to be a rocket surgeon, right?
Rocket surgeon.
Right.
Exactly.
Man, those wires. You gotta cut them.
You don't gotta do human rocketry to figure it out.
Exactly.
But, yeah, so that's probably the easily the favorite, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the other ones. But yeah, other than that, yeah, just keeping an eye on whatever's coming out, whatever's releasing. I still need to catch up on Peacemaker. I have like 2 episodes to go to the end. But I loved what I've seen so far.
There's I mean, I guess the only good thing I can say about that is that there's still 1 more episode left in the season.
Oh, is there?
I thought there were 7, but there's actually 8 episodes.
I mistakenly, in my mind, was like, it's gonna end on 7, because you know what ended on 7 this past week?
What?
Boba Fett, which is such a random number to end on. Like
no
other. Usually
very
it's like
random.
8 or 10. So it's like,
man, I heard nothing good about Boba Fett.
You know what I heard?
Nothing.
It looks so weird.
You know what I heard was the only good thing about Boba Fett? When it became the Mandalorian.
Yeah, people were calling it the Book of Mandalorian.
Literally, like, Mandalorian swoops in like 2 episodes from the end. It takes over, and he's like, "All right, I gotta save this show."
Bro, I gotta
finally a real show.
Bro, I gotta get this show back on track.
The crowd went wild. So yeah, I mean, I don't see them doing another season of Boba Fett in the future if that's gonna be the way things go.
But honestly though, it's like I didn't even start hearing about the Book of Boba Fett until The Mandalorian came on the show. Yeah. Like until people start getting hyped about it.
I heard whispers of this show sucks.
Yep.
Bring back more Mandalorian.
Whatever. Which is really funny because, like, okay, this was obviously filmed before any of the audience reactions. So, like, it was done. It was in the can. Like, everything had been filmed before any of the audience opinions come out. So, like, when, like, 3/4 of the way through production, they're like, you know what? We're shutting this whole shit down. It's time to become the Mandalorian 2.5.
Bro, it's failing. We gotta bail.
Something like was there a conscious decision in there to be like, okay, this isn't working. We're just gonna make this like a half season of The Mandalorian and call it good. And like,
I have to imagine
I find that
they did it as kind of like a contingency plan.
Yeah. But like, how did they know mid-production that it was like, okay, this is crap already? We gotta change it up.
When you work on something, you can look at it and be like, "Oh, this isn't great."
But that seems to never happen. That seems to always be like, stuff comes out and it's just shit, and you're just like, well, someone should look.
It happens occasionally, like with the freaking Sonic trailer that came out.
Fair enough.
People were like, "Oh my god!"
Good point.
And then it got fixed.
Good point.
You bet Netflix did that with Cowboy Bebop? I mean, I think they released the whole thing of Cowboy Bebop, and then everyone's like, "Oh, this sucks," and they're like, "Okay, time to cancel it."
I mean, yeah, Netflix is real itchy on the trigger with canceling things anyway. So if it immediately isn't a success,
for real.
I think it was canceled within what, like 2 weeks, a week and a half.
Yeah, I thought it was like a month or like maybe like 2 2 months or something.
It didn't make it a month.
That's pretty sad.
It was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks.
That's pretty sad.
The funny thing is like after like a week, they had like an interview with like the cast and crew and stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh man, this is so awesome. We love this."
Well, I mean, like, so half of it's like you're on a production, so it's really hard to talk shit about something you were in. But the other half was just like, you never know necessarily how the audience is gonna respond to something when it first comes out, and like, the audiences are pretty picky. Like, if it's not immediately what they want, you know what I mean? Like, to me, I think Cowboy Bebop should have gotten a second season. Like they should have like Deep Six the Edge shit. That was like, no, that was the nail in the coffin. But if that hadn't existed, I think they could have sorted stuff out with like a second season. But now
I don't know. We still had the Vicious problem.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, cosplayer Vicious.
Not even cosplayer Vicious, man. I've seen way better Vicious cosplays.
I mean, they all look like they were like cosplaying as like people from Cowboy Bebop. But
granted, Spike looked like Spike. I
did a good job with Spike. Yeah.
That was it. Mustafa Shakir did a great job as Jet too. Like,
yeah,
I
like how they just like they're like, yeah, Jet has always been black. We're gonna make Jet black, and you know.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just,
was he not black in the anime?
No, he wasn't black in the anime.
What? No.
Really?
No, he was voiced by a black person though.
For the English.
No, yes.
Rewatch it.
Yeah, Jet's just like a random white dude.
Is he really?
Yeah.
It's been so long. Okay. Yeah.
I could have sworn he's like a little tan, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that might track. But yeah, no, like I like that change. It worked. It worked for the show. Yeah, it's just I think there was just, as I said, getting an anime adaptation right is a lot of moving parts, and I think the formula hasn't been effectively crafted yet. I think this might be the closest Netflix has gotten visual wise, maybe, but yeah, it still didn't pass the vibe check for whatever reason.
Who was does anybody know the voice actor's name? He voices what's his name? Who's the Perry dude in Tekken 7? It's blanking on his name right now. The guy who has the dog. What's that?
Oh, Leroy?
Yeah, Leroy. That's the same voice actor as Jet Black in the anime.
Neat.
Yeah, so I mean, just
the guy voices Leroy in what?
In Tekken 7, the guy who voiced Jet Black is the same voice actor for Leroy in Tekken 7. Like, I only know that because I've watched so much Cowboy Bebop. I can just hear his voice and I know it's him. You know, one of those.
But anyway, so I think the biggest problem was the characters, for the most part, looked fine. I don't know what the fuck they did with Faye and Ed, but whatever.
It was kind of weird.
It's fine. The problem is their personalities were just so far departed from, like, the anime.
As I said, I think translating anime to live screen is a difficult task in and of itself. Because there's a lot of personality the cartoony nature of anime adds
That doesn't
to
translate.
characters that doesn't really translate. Because it
Yeah.
can't.
No,
So
it can. It
Well,
definitely can. Because the only good live action anime thing I have seen is the Rurouni Kenshin movies, actually.
I still
Those
gotta
do
see
an
those.
excellent job.
I looked at
But, like-
those and I was like, "Fuck yes, this looks amazing."
But that's like samurai movies have been done before. Like that genre's been, I'm not gonna say perfected, but it's been
It's true, but they nail the characters.
Yeah, but
Well,
like
that's what I'm saying. Like it's easier to get than like, you know, a weird kind of neo-noir sci-fi kind of I'm missing the word here, but like whatever Cowboy Bebop is, like you can almost describe Cowboy Bebop as Cowboy Bebop. It's got its own kind of flavor.
Cowboy Bebop is,
But like
yeah.
I don't think that's really been done really well in
I don't know,
live
they
action
could have.
before.
I feel like they could have taken literally the first episode of Cowboy Bebop and made it into live action fairly decently.
Yeah.
Because it's not super eccentric or anything like that. It's just like, here are the characters. Here's some quirks about them.
Do you think they
Here's
tried
what's
to be too
going
funny with
on.
it? Like, do you
I
think they tried
do.
to add too many jokes?
I think they made Spike too meme jokey and Jet too meme jokey.
well,
Because Spike isn't all jokes. He's also, you know, very serious.
Have you seen Altered Carbon?
he is a sarcastic son of a bitch, though. I mean, I could say that.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, also
I mean, he has a range of, you know, emotions and such.
I might also like just to add to this, like, and I know you want to talk about Altered Carbon, but
well, no, I'm okay, keep going.
Realistically, about Cowboy Bebop, do you really want to watch something that is a shot-for-shot replica, or would you want something that's slightly different? Because
I'm saying just for the first episode would have been good, because the first episode is like the perfect setup to show you these characters, what they're doing, what's going on, what they usually deal with, things like the whole planetary aspect of it. It has like everything. It's all encompassing.
Right.
The first episode of Cowboy Bebop.
And okay, so let's say that they do that, but you have the rest of the series to go. Do you want them to make nuances to the show, or would you rather watch the same thing over again? Because the anime already exists. Why do you need to, like, it's already perfect. Like, why do you need to like see that same thing as perfect as it was? You know what I mean?
I think that I see where you're going with that. I think that's the constant dilemma between adapting media in general, is that like you always want a little bit of new. Like you don't want like 100% faithful, because then you're like, you've seen every plot point. It just gets boring at a certain time.
It's like the Avengers. Like they changed nuances of the characters from their comic book.
They changed a bunch.
Yeah, like like you know, like Ultron was not made by Tony Stark. It didn't you know, shit like that. And like even like Captain America should have died in Civil War. You know, and so on and so forth. But anyway, as you were saying about Altered Carbon.
No, I was just saying that like just following up on your point, like I feel like it needs to be a balance. Like it needs to be like 70% shot for shot, 30% like your own original flavor. Like there's some type of ratio in there that you're aiming for.
But I think it would have been a good faith to the fans to do like a shot for shot of like the first episode to get the ball rolling, and then they could have done more of their own thing.
Yeah. I really feel like they were definitely trying to do their own thing with it, which I respect. It's just I don't think they had all the balls in the right place, or I don't think they had all the puzzle pieces in the right place to make fans also like what they were trying to do.
Really quick, like Breezel in the chat, it says it helps that a lot of the viewer audience don't know the source material for the Avengers. But I might add, the thing about the Avengers that is amazing is that people that do know the source material still enjoy those movies.
Yeah, it's fun to see their twists on things.
Yeah, for sure. It's fun that way. I don't think anyone wants like, exactly every page of whatever story, shot for shot,
Yeah.
whatever it may be.
I mean, they try weird shit. They're like, you know what? Let's make Ego fucking
A giant
Peter
plant.
Quill's father.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
that is
No,
weird.
he was already a planet.
Yeah.
Ego was already a planet.
I think at the end of the day, everyone respects a competently written material that both respects the origins of the characters, but also is willing to be like, okay, let's change a little bit, change one small thing and see what it does. You know what I mean? Like they don't necessarily change everything, but they're willing to change one thing and kind of explore it. And as long as they're faithful with that, it's kind of interesting to watch.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I agree.
Another good example of that is a cartoon from the 2010s. It was called Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I love that show.
It basically just ran over the comics. It was just like, here's this comic arc, here's this comic arc, here's this comic arc, and people loved it.
Why do you have
And
to make me
unfortunately,
remember?
it got canceled because it didn't have enough toy sales.
And then they brought it back ish
Oh.
with Avengers Assemble, which was not.
It was so
not
bad.
nearly the
It was
same.
so
Not
bad.
anyway the same.
I didn't even find that show until it was on Netflix, and I was like, dude, how have I never heard of this? This is fucking so good.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes is stupid good.
Yeah, it was stupid good. It's almost like, it's not, but it's like if 90s X-Men and Spider-Man were like S tier and A tier respectively, this would be a B tier. This would be like just a little bit under it.
Like, okay, so I mean, the thing that I can give 90s Spider-Man credit for, and this wasn't until like I started reviewing the first season, was that they actually are true to the comics. And they literally cut out all of the filler in between the certain arcs for the characters.
It's great.
And so that's why like
it was a different time basically. All of the things were doing it. Like you had Batman the animated series.
Oh yeah, that show that show actually was like one of like
then you had Superman the animated series doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I think
all of them were doing it.
Yeah, I mean that's how
until Batman decided to just start doing its own shit, and everyone's like, "Whoa, this is actually amazing."
But that's the thing is like for me as a kid,
like Harley Quinn was an original creation of Paul Dini and Bruce Timm. That's an original creation of the Batman animated series.
Yeah,
she existed in the comics before that.
She did not exist.
I would say though, like I would not love superhero whatever if I didn't see these cartoons as a kid. You know what I mean? I think that was like, I never was really like, nobody would buy me comic books or anything, but I fell in love with like, Batman the Animated Series, the 90s Spider-Man, X-Men, all the good shit. But yeah, I mean, I think those were really important to me.
All the dope stuff. All of the DC animated movies.
Yeah, those are all hey man, live action DC movies, good to meh. And then, the animated movies are most all good. Also, damn,
almost all good.
Justice League Unlimited, fucking fantastic. I love that. Those shows.
Hell, Justice League Unlimited, we even get a continuation to Batman Beyond.
Yes, and Static Shock. And Static Shock. In the same episode.
In the same fucking episode. How cool is that?
It was pretty fucking rad.
Where do I get more Batman Beyond? That's my favorite Batman.
Oh, we'll never
Terry is just so cool. He's like
those movies.
He's
were
such an amazing change.
Like Joker, like, oh man, like. Those movies were so good. Did you see the movies based on Batman Beyond though?
Like Return of the Joker.
There's only one.
Like Tim Drake. Yeah, Return of the Joker. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's only one movie.
I was in one movie. Okay.
Where they had like Raging Mad Stan, who is actually like they made a character for Henry Rollins to voice. They literally just made an OC for Henry Rollins to be like. I don't know if anybody knows who Henry Rollins is, but
I mean, Batman Beyond was all OCs basically.
I mean, so Henry Rollins is he's like a public speaker, but he was also in like lots of like early forming like punk bands like Black Flag. Um, but anyway, I I just had to get that out of my system. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, those the people that made like it's the people who made like 90s Batman and Spider-Man and X-Men.
Superman and X-Men.
It's like they're like a fine wine. They get like
I gotta let the cat out.
more awesome with time. Like the farther you get away from those adaptions, the more you're like, holy shit. They did so many things right so early in the game that we're still appreciating it.
Well, it's like the crazy choice for Batman the Animated Series to draw on black paper.
Yeah.
For like the pure atmosphere that it created.
Yeah.
Like brilliant.
Absolutely. Mind-blowing. Like created a new high bar for like enjoyable animation for
and
like,
the animation still holds up.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it's ridiculous.
Like it's amazing watching an animated piece of media where the creator actually cares about the story and the characters and the writing, and it's not just shilling some toys. Like, yeah, you're selling some toys too, but like the writing's good. Like,
man, I wish Batman Beyond sold some more toys.
Yeah, so they didn't have to end it on that
canceled mid-season.
So good.
Fucking season.
Yeah, but I think they still made like a final episode, but even then it wasn't like it was odd because it just had this sort of like freeze frame type situation.
No, I think the final episode in quotes was Return of the Joker, which didn't make any sense like canonically with what was going on.
I think they just needed
show.
Like I think honestly, I think what happened was they're like, shit, we need something to bring people back to Batman Beyond. And so they were like, oh, what does everybody love? They love Mark Hamill as the Joker. Let's get him in here. And then, you know what I mean? It was just an excuse. Because people, there's something about the Joker. To quote Wooly Madden,
the Joker is a great character.
He is a good character. I don't know. I think
he's both the polar opposite and almost like an alternate timeline Batman. Right? Because the Joker's not stupid. The Joker is a genius, honestly. Like, he just had his tragedies, and his tragedies ended up pushing him a different path.
I mean, he can't fight for shit. But
he can.
He can.
The Joker on
because he fights
occasions has gone one-on-one with Batman.
Yeah, because he fights dirty though. That's why that's the only way he wins.
So that's still a way of fighting.
He can't. Well, yes, I understand, but like what I'm saying, that's why I'm saying he
uses
can't.
gadgets.
Yeah,
so he does.
I think the biggest problem is that like if you wanted to throw up, I'm using the big words, but if you want to throw up like a dialectic between the Joker and Batman, it's that the Joker is chaos. Like for whatever reason, he just wants to destroy, where Batman just wants to control. And yes, they're both damaged people, but one like manages to actually, you know, heal himself enough to be able to function around others and work with people and, you know, get stuff done. And the other one just still wants to, at the end of the day, like, you know, walking around kicking over everyone's Lego set. So, I mean, they're both interesting characters, but
yeah, but Batman had like support. Like,
yeah,
he still had Alfred.
Yeah,
Alfred was still around to be like that father figure that he needed.
But as I said, I think the Batman Joker rivalry is definitely an interesting one. I wouldn't say they're like parallel characters, like kind of.
Batman has the best rogues gallery.
Batman easily is the best.
That's just how it is. This just facts.
I feel like
just like Spider-Man.
I feel like you're saying this. I feel like you're saying this to get at me there, Quintessence.
What? Why?
Because we've talked about this before, and I said Spider-Man has like the best rogues gallery, and you're like, hell nah, Batman.
I mean, that's like the DC Marvel debate. It's an endless rabbit hole.
You know, honestly, I'll say this. When I think about it, I would say that Spider-Man is a second to Batman. Like in terms of like memorable villains who are all fleshed out, you know. You know, I think that's like the only thing that he has over like Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery. Is that like you know, I'm sure the characters are fleshed out, but like more so on the Batman side of things. Like you actually have empathy towards some of the people, like Mr. Freeze, you know.
Of course.
Yeah. They're both at the end of the day they're both great piece of media. But so
most heroes have a decent rogues gallery. Like I like Superman's rogues gallery.
He has some cool heroes.
I don't care much for Superman himself because, you know, the whole unbeatable, completely perfect thing.
I think when he's written well, he's amazing.
Have you
written well? It's difficult.
Have you ever watched? You know what? I wasn't a big fan of Superman either. Have you ever watched All-Star Superman?
Yes.
Okay, I thought that was a movie that was really good, like in terms of like
it was good
characterizing him. And then also there are a lot of moments in Justice League, like the TV show, where like you know you realize how much of a badass he really is, and like remember like when he fights Darkseid and he's like, oh, I get to go all out on you, and then it's like, and then you're just like, oh shit, he's never going all out on people. And it's kind of wild, but I mean, Superman is intentionally written vague, so the writers can do whatever they want with him.
He's written to be unbeatable.
Well, no, he's not. He can be injured. He can die. He's weak. Canonically died.
He's weak to magic too.
He dies, but he comes back. So
does everyone.
Weak. He's weak to magic, like weak in quotes. Like it depends. Sometimes he's weak to magic. Sometimes not really that bad of a hindrance.
I mean, so depending on how like he is though, but
he's weak to magic.
It's like if the writer just wants to be an asshole. And like write the Brandon Ruth Superman where like he lifts up a giant, or not the Brandon Ruth one, but I can't even remember. It's so long since I watched it. The movie was terrible. But the Superman movie with him that ends with him lifting up a mountain of kryptonite, and you're just like, okay, so you gave him a limitation, but then you just said his one limitation doesn't affect him.
You're talking about. Sorry, you're talking about the Brandon Routh a Superman movie?
I think that's the Brandon Ruth one. It might be one of the earlier ones. I just remember that being the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Did you know that's actually a sequel to the Christopher Reeve?
Christopher Reeve one? Yeah.
Yeah,
I did
movies.
But I mean, like, at that point, you're just like, okay, you're like, this is worse than a shonen anime if you're asking me to still believe this is how the problem gets resolved. Because I'm like, okay, we could have at least tried to write something that's, you know, suspends disbelief. But yeah, when Superman is written competently, when he's given vulnerabilities, especially like the new current show on the CW, Superman and Lois, where he has like 2 kids, then yeah, he's really enjoyable.
Well, yeah, because they finally gave him like they stopped giving him an origin story, and they actually like gave you middle-aged like experienced fucking Superman.
Yeah, that can be really interesting. But I mean, when he's written, I think a lot of writers just don't understand Superman.
He's a difficult character to write, you know. I think so anyway. With his invulnerability.
I agree, or nigh invulnerability. Yes.
Yeah, near invulnerability. I mean, he literally just comes back from the dead all the time.
But so does everyone else.
Everyone in comics pretty much has died and come back. Like Spider-Man, you know.
It's not really saying a whole lot, but anyway, okay.
Bro.
So moving on. Do we want to talk about?
Wait.
Talking about. I mean, not that I don't love talking comics. But...
I need to say one more thing.
Okay.
Have any about Superman? Have any of you guys ever heard of pink kryptonite?
Yes, I do. It's the one that makes
pink
the horny,
kryptonite?
Right?
Pink kryptonite. It actually makes Superman gay.
Oh, okay.
That's in the comic books. That's canon.
I've heard of red kryptonite.
I can't believe that they actually did that. Holy shit!
It was a product of a different time. Let's just say that.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
It was written in a different time.
I'm just saying.
Whatever.
There's some weird stuff written in early comics.
I only bring it up because like when I first heard that, I could hardly believe that they actually did that, and like you know, it kind of blew my mind. And anyway, yeah. So
Frank Miller's Dark Knight comics have some sus stuff too, but I mean, Frank Miller's also like kind of crazy, so it is what it is.
Safe Space was pretty effectively canceled.
Yeah,
What
that
is
was
that?
also really. That was okay. That's another really cringe thing that Marvel did recently. Let's not
Marvel
get
made a
into
group
it
of
now because like we
heroes.
could go down a whole rabbit hole there. So
Okay.
we'll
Yeah, it
save
was
that one
like
for another day.
Safe Space and Snowflake and
Just
oh
yes,
It's
Jesus.
fine. It's fine. We'll
so
keep it
dumb.
rolling.
It
We'll
was
keep it
really dumb.
rolling.
It was really. We'll talk about it another day. That was really dumb of Marvel to do.
It
But
was right
Marvel,
up there with like pregnant Spider Girl.
so dumb. Okay, but anyway, so moving on. Do we want to do video games first, or do we want to do movies first? Like, we want to do the Oscars first, or we want to do video
Wait,
games first?
I don't even think Quint. Did we do? I mean, I guess we can just skip our weeks, and then we can just go.
What?
Let's.
My week was nothing. Whatever. Moving on.
No. If you want to share,
I'll just do a quick like rundown.
All right, let's hear your week.
I beat Chrono Trigger, and that was
Cool.
my
Nice.
and that was a really fun game, really good.
On stream or off stream?
Which way did you beat it?
I went the like the perfect route. Where like I got
what do you consider the perfect route?
we're at the end, Chrono and what's her name, get married. Frog goes back, gets his human form.
Oh, okay.
Robo has a different future, and he's like has his girlfriend robot, which is just a strange thing. And then let's see, Isla, you find out that Isla and oh my god, what is her name? What's the girl's name? The princess.
Marl?
Marley or whatever. They're actually related. Like they're part of the lineage. And what you find out is that essentially everyone that is like connected throughout the timelines is related to the kingdom in some form or way. But anyway,
yes.
I thought it was really good. It was really well written. I loved it.
Best RPG.
It's definitely up there. I think it might take over Final Fantasy VI for me. I'm not gonna lie. I think I had more fun doing it. But yeah. Anyway, and then what else happened? Yeah, I think that's it, man. I think that's the most
I'll
important
sum up my
thing.
week with 2 words: Lost Ark.
Lost Ark. Oh, also,
Lost Ark.
Can't wait to. Well, I'll bring up the seafood later, but what is Lost Ark?
Lost Ark? Oh, it's a Korean MMO that we finally got over here
it's been
in
over
the
Korean like
States.
2 years, right?
Oh, longer than that. It's been
Yeah.
like 4 years or so.
No, you should
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
It's
Matt,
been a long time.
You should look up a trailer to this, Matt. It looks cool as fuck. Like even on
I was
TikTok,
keeping tabs on it for
Yeah.
quite a while, and I was like, eventually it's gonna come here, eventually. And then Amazon finally like picked it up. It's unfortunate it's Amazon, but Smilegate, which are the actual developers, have a lot of like control and sway. So I'm hoping it's good. So far, it's doing very well. It
Yeah,
hits
it's
number 2 in the most popular Steam games ever, with like 1.5 million concurrent players or some nonsense at
Oh
peak.
wow.
Yeah.
What was the name of Lost Ark?
Lost Ark. Yeah, it's on Steam.
free to play, so you can
Yep.
play it.
It's got PvP.
Yes, it does have PvP.
Oh, I didn't know it had PvP. Okay, that's cool.
It has a very strong PvP community.
Nice.
PvP is very fun.
Cool. Yeah, I'm thinking about checking that out next week myself. And I've never even played a keyboard mouse MMO, but it looks just so damn fun.
Oh yeah, here
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it in the background here. But yeah, I'm definitely.
There is an issue though. The English voice acting is less than desirable. Not too great, but I'm not really there for the story. I'm there for the gameplay.
Right.
Is it English or is it just bad English voice acting?
Bad English voice acting.
Ah, okay.
They have. It's like they.
Oh wow.
Just picked up fresh voice actors or like new voice actors. Or just someone off the street. I don't know.
Boy, there's
It varies.
there's a whole lot of influences going on here.
You're watching the cinematic trailer though. Watch the actual gameplay. The gameplay actually looks dope as fuck too.
Oh well, I mean, it just looks like they're taking like different characters from different games and kind of like.
Yeah, there's a bunch of really cool archetypes. Oh, is everyone still here?
It's got 15 classes right now, with more coming, of course.
Yeah, it's got a ton of
Korea
classes.
has a bunch more.
From like martial arts to swordsmen to mages, like it seems like it's made all the classes really interesting.
It kind of sucks that the classes are gender locked, but
oh, that's dumb.
Personally, I don't care
That's
too terribly much, and their goal is to have like male and female of all of them. Like currently, we only have
this
a male
looks
berserker,
rad! Holy shit!
but there is a female berserker coming down the pipeline in Korea.
Cool. Yeah, no, this game
Oh,
looks
this
really
dude looks
cool.
like Magus. Holy shit!
And I haven't got a chance to check it out yet, but I'm also interested.
This dude looks like Nightmare.
Yeah, like
I'm on US West Mari server.
Nice. Didn't it open on Friday, the 11th or something like that?
Yes, it opened on Friday.
Yep.
But it was open 3 days before that if you bought the Founders Pack.
Got it.
3-day head start thingy.
What were the purpose of the Founders Packs? Like, were the crystals like actually worth it or any of the stuff like that?
It depends. It depends on like how hard you really want to go in the game.
Yeah.
Because at its core, there isn't really any true pay to win. It's more pay to progress.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you like pay to progress, you won't end up like knowing like boss mechanics and stuff like that. So you could still just get one shot. So like little Jimmy that hasn't paid a cent, and then like Mr. I think I'm a Chad like Joseph or whatever. He paid like $1,000 to get further than Jimmy, right? But Jimmy actually knows the game, and Joseph doesn't know shit and just bought his power, and he dies. And then Jimmy finishes the quest, you know?
So what you're saying is skill matters.
Yes, a lot. Heavily, yes.
So okay, I respect that.
The Korean meme for Lost Ark is it's pay to lose.
Pay to lose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's why I like fighting games, because it's like you're never feeling like a lot of times you're being carried by a system. It's like usually most of the time, if you're playing a game, it's and you're beating somebody, it's because you're better than them, at least at that moment,
Yeah. Well, like for example, PvP. It's true even. Gear doesn't matter. It's true even.
Good. I love that.
All skill.
Yeah, it looks really interesting. It looks like kind of like a better version of Diablo.
Only because kind of like the view, I feel. It's an MMO. It's an action MMO at its core.
I think that's where a lot of these games got their inspiration, but it's been years since Diablo, and of course the franchises will have to kind of grow and evolve.
So my only one gripe with games like this is I absolutely hate playing on keyboard. So it's like the only thing that kind of stops me from, you know what I mean, attempting these.
I just bought a mouse. Controller functions.
Oh, they do have controller?
I haven't tried it, but apparently it works okay.
Okay. As I said, I heard it was an action RPG, so
it's an action RPG.
I figured it would have controller as well.
What was it? What's the game? Like, I think it's called like Chef Simulator or something like that. Does anybody know that? Like, so I bought that on the Switch, and let me tell you, that is not no, it's not even because it's on the Switch. It's because the controls are not optimized for a controller.
I could see that.
It is like literally one of the worst feeling games ever that I've ever played, because I have a hard time picking things up because I either move past the item or, you know what I mean? It got really annoying. So yeah, don't buy that.
Sounds pretty shitty.
Buy the PC version.
I hate when that happens.
But yeah,
it's the minimum effort a developer can put in to make their game playable on someone else's system there.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, so no, Lost Ark looks really cool. That was probably one of the things I was going to mention as for like things to be looking out for to play. But
it is very fun. so far.
So
And hopefully Amazon don't ruin it. But,
hopefully,
we'll
fingers
see.
crossed.
We'll see. We'll
Fingers
see.
crossed. If it makes them enough money, then maybe they'll leave it alone. Who knows? But yeah. So do we want to talk
see.
about? What
Yeah.
we're saying?
Its current players is at 1.3 million.
Nice.
Just
So
cashly.
Word of mouth,
just
it's gone
there.
up from 1 million. Damn, nice.
Yo,
Yeah.
let's keep the subject pushing. What did you want to get to there, August?
So yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna
let's
say,
push forward.
what did everyone think about the Nintendo Direct? Was there anything specific you were most interested in? It was like 41 minutes. They came out of the gate with like, I think this is everything up to halfway through the year, something like that. Like it's not the whole year. They do like, I think 2 a year, main for like internal content Nintendo Directs. I think
Yeah,
sometimes
this is
there's like
apparently like the
TV Directs.
first half of the year for their releases.
Here, I'm gonna in the Discord, I'm gonna send you guys the actual list if that's cool with
Yeah,
you.
well, I was gonna list it off. I was gonna list it off for chat, but
so you can take a look at it if you guys want to.
I have it written up here.
Sure.
I was gonna list it off for the podcast, but essentially, let's pull up your link too.
I remember things that interested me, but that was about it. And also things I was like, wow, really? Why?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at on the new Fire Emblem Warriors, because I'm like, did the other one sell that well? I don't know. But
Fire
they
Emblem
did it
sells.
anyway.
For waifus, yeah.
Like, did the Warriors game sell? Not the Fire Emblem. But
Yeah,
like,
no, it sold. People
did
didn't
Dynasty
really
Warriors
care
sell?
much
Did it?
for it, but it sold. Yeah, everything
Yeah.
Fire Emblem sells.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I haven't played it yet, but to me, like Fire Emblem Three Houses, like it feels more bland than some of the old previous Fire Emblems, and like I don't know if like what to necessarily assign that vibe I get to about it to, but like when I saw this trailer, I'm like, oh, I kind of don't want this actually. Like I kind of didn't need a Fire Emblem Warriors from this game, but they did it anyway, so. I mean, if Nintendo has the option to make money, they're gonna try to make money. But yeah. So based on your list, we have the Advance Wars remake. That's really cool. I think a lot of people.
I love
like,
Advance
Super
Wars.
hype.
Yeah.
Have been wanting.
Super hype.
Was it? It was on the Game Boy Advance, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
GBA.
It was on. How far back I need to go.
Yep.
I emulated the
GBA.
shit of that game back in the day.
Yeah,
I had the
heard
first
this was
one and
super fun.
emulated the second one.
So, I'm pretty happy for people who are old school Advance Wars heads, because now they get some new content finally after years.
Well,
even if it's a remake, like
yeah.
it's nice to get something that caters to something you grew up enjoying.
That's true.
No Man's Sky Switch port. I think No Man's Sky is still gonna go down as like the most turned around game ever for like underwhelmingly not living up to expectations on release to actually starting to live up to expectation a couple years in. Like at the very least, you have to give them credit for like staying with the design of the game and like adding in the features that people wanted finally. It's not a perfect game, but I've heard there's a lot of people that enjoy it.
And the Switch port looks like a PS2 game.
Hey,
word.
It's a big game.
Yo, dude, we don't all, we don't have like the PS5s and the PCs,
we
okay?
I
don't have a PS5. Who can find a PS5?
That's the trick question. They don't exist.
Yeah, it's true. They were all a figment. It's really just a PS4 in a bigger box, right?
That's what it is.
Mario Strikers?
Oh, hold up, August. I think his call dropped here. But
he raged so hard.
Yeah, he got real mad that we talked shit about the Switch port of No Man's Sky. But he couldn't handle the heat.
Understandable.
Yep.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Your call dropped.
Now you are.
Oh shit. Okay, where did I leave off?
We were talking about No Man's Sky.
I've been talking about it for like 2 minutes, so that's not sure where I was. But I'm just happy people get a chance to play it. I've heard it's an enjoyable game now if you like kind of like simulator chilling games. So
now, I wouldn't doubt. My only beef with this game is that, of course, you're gonna have the PS2 graphics, but at the same time, I'm assuming load times are gonna be atrocious, and it's probably gonna be a cloud game. It's gotta be.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not a cloud game. Not with those graphics. There's no
Dude,
way.
may I remind you that Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are on the cloud.
Control and several other games.
It's several
I
other games.
I think that was a limitation that the whole game has to be on the cloud, and they didn't want to just split it into 3
They did split it into 3.
or 2.
Well,
They didn't.
yeah, you get each one
It's one
individually.
collection. Yeah, but it's one collection.
Yeah, but isn't each game on the cloud itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know.
But I'm saying, like, when you have the what the fuck was it? The Integrum Masterpiece.
Jesus. Interregnum, probably. And yes, all of the words Final Fantasy uses are really stupid, but yes.
Oh,
But-
intergrade? Is that what you're talking about?
No, Integrum.
No, I think it's interregnum, which means like between kings.
But there's no
Latin.
E.
Are you talking about
There
the Final
isn't?
Fantasy
Yeah,
VII expansion?
no-
Maybe it is intergram then. I don't know.
It's Integrum Masterpiece.
My old Latin is like popping
For
back in my
Kingdom
brain.
Hearts. That's the collection that they're
Oh,
doing.
okay, yeah, because Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is
Yeah, we had Intergrade also, yeah.
which was
So,
a
like-
shit port, but go on.
Do you think they consult people who like traditionally speak English before they choose these titles, or do they just choose these titles and be like, we don't need the words to actually mean anything? It just sounds cool.
I feel like
I think they just throw darts at a dartboard filled with letters, and they're
Well-
like, "Whoa, there's the new Kingdom Hearts collection title."
well, you see, here's the one common link between all of that, right? And his name is it's a man named Tetsuya Nomura, and he's the one who came up with all the names for Kingdom Hearts, and the name for Final Fantasy VII, like the intergrade and shit like that. He's the
He's
dude.
creative.
He's creative. He's the dude who helped make what is it? Final Fantasy VII, not Advent Children, but the PSP one with Zack.
Crisis Core.
Yeah, he's the Crisis Core man. Like, this dude loves this dude loves to give shit like wacky ass names.
Making up fucking words.
Yeah, making up fucking words, and like the Crisis Core is problematic because it's not problematic. I feel like maybe that's too extreme, but it's confusing because of the way that he writes dialogue and like language, and also throwing in like some kind of weird in everything that he does. Like, Kingdom Hearts has like the whole like heartless, darkness, nobody, some, you know what I mean. It's fucking like I hate reading. I don't like Kingdom Hearts because of the story, just because of how the words that they use on a regular basis. So it's really I believe it's a Tetsuya Nomura type deal. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to.
I can't say for sure, but I
yeah,
feel like
the
they just did
titles
all on the cloud just to like save time.
Yeah, the titles for a lot of these games like are just don't make any sense. But I mean that's true for a lot of Japanese to English games. We mentioned that before, like Uniclear and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
The Switch could totally play Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Oh yeah,
400%.
Yeah, probably it can emulate them. Yeah, if it wanted to, but it might not be able to do the third one. So that's why.
But it can't play 3. No,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be able to play 3.
Yeah, so that's why they did it the way they did it, which I guess makes sense. You know,
Yeah.
have it all in one.
So it might as well
one
just have it
file.
all right there on the cloud.
But yeah. So as I said, like, Kingdom Hearts. I think they announced like the last of the DLCs are coming out. That's like the Final Fantasy content for 3 and a couple other things like that. So people that were waiting on that'll be out. What is else? There's gonna be a new Mario Strikers. For those who've played, I think
Love
Mario
that
Strikers first came out
franchise.
on the GameCube. Yep.
It's like home. I
Yep.
feel like I'm playing Mega Man Soccer on this NES.
I know it's a classic. So Mario Strikers Battle League, that'll be the new Switch Mario Strikers title. And it's actually the first Mario sports title in a while, right? Didn't the last one we got like Mario Tennis, which was like 3 years ago or longer?
No, we got golf.
We got golf. Okay, yeah, we did get golf. Forgot about golf.
Yeah,
but yeah,
forgot. Most people did.
yeah. But well, they tried that cool thing with like the multiplayer mode on that. That was kind of interesting. But
yeah, that ended up just being a cluster.
yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. Somebody just
Mario
knocked on my door.
Mario Tennis is still an amazing game. I still love that game.
Mario
That was
Tennis is fun. Yeah.
one of the few I went out and definitely.
I think Strikers is my favorite Mario sports game.
Yo, okay, I hear you, but first of all, if we're not talking about Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, if you're not saying that is like in the top 2, you get the fuck out of here, okay?
I could put it in the top 3.
Dude, that game is my number 1 Mario sports game.
Because tennis beats golf.
Yeah, but Mario
and
Golf
Strikers beats tennis.
Mario Golf makes golf fun. Just saying. That's just me.
Yeah.
I mean yeah. That's the only reason it's in the top 3.
I still don't really get down with golf, but it was cool that I think what's it called? Like Mario Land Asia announced they were going to show them like a golf course with Mario.
Like I'm not even taking into account the real sports. I'm just taking into account the game itself. The games themselves.
Dude.
I still don't get down with golf.
Dude, like as soon as I'm touching I looked up Tetsuya Nomura, like the amount of Final Fantasy games that this man has worked on. And he's the guy that directed Final Fantasy Advent Children. Which is,
I saw that.
Pretty universally
cool.
hated.
I liked it. It's fun. You grab some popcorn, you watch that shit, you're like, man, this CGI is aged terribly.
Well, when it came out though, I was hyped because I thought it looked great, and you know what I mean. And like I was like,
still just as confusing and lacking substance when it came out.
Again, that's the Tetsuya Nomura factor.
It's just gotten worse.
Well, I'm hoping that
because now you don't have the spectacle anymore.
Well, I'm hoping that remake kind of turns that around, and I think it will. I think it will.
Splatoon 3. Any Splatoon players?
Yep. That actually looks kind of cool. There's some really funny memes being passed out. I think it was on the Two Best Friends subreddit. I can't remember where. Where it showed that little like clip of all the Splatoon people in that little like hovercraft mission, and it was like giving the little like subtitle from Metal Gear 5 about when you're like flying off to your base or whatever. I thought that was really funny. But yeah, I mean, I think the Splatoon games people have really enjoyed. They're not personally my cup of tea, or rather, I don't play them.
I don't enjoy them.
I would probably be actually more interested in the single player than I would be the multiplayer. But I think they're pretty cool.
I'm not a big Splatoon guy.
Neither really interests me. I don't care much for the gameplay of Splatoon in general.
I like the puzzle aspect of the single player. I think the multiplayer, I'm not sure I'd be down with, but there are people that like it.
In a weird way, I would play. And I don't know if this is a big insult to Splatoon, but I would play Fortnite over like playing Splatoon if I had to.
Fair enough. Thing is I really enjoy like the aesthetics of Splatoon. Like I love all the paint splatters and the crazy character designs. That's all great. I just wish the gameplay was more up my alley.
The waifu arguments that apparently happen?
Sure.
That does happen.
Dude,
like
people will waifu wars anything.
Waifu wars literally anything.
The game itself acknowledges it and lets you pick a side for which waifu should win, like by games. Like it's just
they understand.
They understand.
Yeah, they're getting those waifu dollars, man. That's when Fire Emblem made the switch to waifu wars. That cash started rolling it.
I mean, just slap
the Switch,
bro. Just slap some titties on it. We'll be all right.
That's what Lost Ark does.
If you want to go looking for it, it's on the internet. But yeah.
Done.
The waifu wars has infected Splatoon. Good to know.
Yeah. Oh, Front Mission. I don't know if there's any Front Mission fans, but I love Front Mission.
Front Mission's my shit.
It's Final Fantasy Tactics with mechs. It's just so fun.
No, that's super hype.
Dude, before I ever knew, okay, so this is like another, ode to emulation. But when I was a kid, and I was like looking for Super Nintendo games, right? Like one of the games that I found was Front Mission, and that's when I was like, oh my god, this is so dope, and I was kind of addicted to playing Front Mission then, and as an adult, I would love to give it another try because it's been so long. But yeah, I love the Front Mission games.
Yeah, Front Mission are very fun.
Yeah, no, I'm actually more mad that it's like they're coming out on the Switch, because like if they don't also come out on PC, I might riot.
It's I don't know. It seems unlikely it's going to be on PC also.
But that's mostly historically been like either on PlayStation, I think, or Nintendo consoles.
Yeah, like I give Nintendo credit. It's like they know their audience. It's like these are people that like we're gonna dig heavily into the nostalgia factor.
These are weebs.
We're going with everyone who grew up with like Nintendo GameCube, N64, and PS2 games. We're gonna dig all those games up, remake them, and toss them out, and see how many people buy.
Where's my Custom Robo remake?
Dude, one day, you're
all right, I'm gonna say it right now. Custom Robo, that game's mid.
Really?
Wow, your life is mid.
That game's fucking mid, bro.
Absolutely wrong.
I'm done with this podcast.
Yo, dude, if this is how this shit ends, I guess this is the bridge I'm gonna die on.
You're gonna pick this hill to die on.
Absolutely.
Custom Robo is mid.
Custom Robo is mid.
How is it mid?
Because I've never played Custom Robo, and I'm like, boy, I'm having fun. Like, that has never happened.
Bro, we played it at like my house. What are you talking about?
We
had it on your emulated Wii.
Listen, I understand. I owned the physical copy of Custom Robo.
He's saying he didn't have fun playing it.
I've never like I got that game for free from a friend. Actually, here, funny story is I actually had gotten that from like a friend. Like a friend got sold his GameCube or whatever, and I went inside of his garage, and then I just found a copy of Custom Robo disc just out in the open. And I was like, yeah, I just took it because it's like he's not gonna play it anymore, and it was there for months.
This man's stealing from friends.
How are you gonna steal a man's copy of Custom Robo and then not play it?
Well, yeah, but what is he gonna play it on? He ain't got a GameCube.
All I'm saying. All right, moving on because I'm just disappointed.
Disney Mario Kart, Disney Speedstorm.
Yeah, okay.
That actually looks okay.
Like everyone
it looks
else
very mid.
Well, okay, this is the thing. You can never judge a kart racer by its look. Because, like, art direction is one thing, gameplay is an entirely different thing. And if the gameplay's tight, I'll fucks with it. Like, Diddy Kong Racing, it doesn't look as amazing as Mario Kart, but the gameplay is hype as fuck.
Diddy Kong Racing has more fun gameplay than Mario Kart.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
I'm not gonna say that.
I will die on that hill.
Listen, if you're okay, so I would say that the kart racing in Mario Kart is better, but the ability to have like the different flying, like all-terrain type shit, and being able to pick your plane is really like what makes Diddy Kong Racing its own thing.
Basically stole that for Deluxe. So
yeah, that's true. I mean,
that's like 7 games to get there.
I mean,
it might have actually been in 7.
Isn't Diddy Kong in Mario Kart 8?
Probably.
Yeah, well, because if he is, then essentially Diddy Kong Racing can just get deleted.
I wouldn't say that, but
that's rude. Right.
No, I mean they're both great games. They're both great kart racing genres. Crash Team Racing, I'm not as big a fan of it, but it has some fans. There's some fun things about it.
I've met one person in my entire life that's like, yo, Crash Team Racing. We gotta play that.
It's got its own special little like feel and fun to it.
Yo, dog, we hitting up that Sonic Racing game?
Dude, the Sonic Racing games are actually fun as fuck.
That's
a whole nother argument.
They're okay.
Yo, he's gotta
fuck with them.
He's gotta drive the car.
Yo, you can drive as fucking Kiryu from fucking Yakuza, bro. In like Transformed, I think, or one of them. I fucks with that game.
You can also drive as Shenmue Man in his forklift.
You can drive as the forklift.
You can drive. You can the main character from
good.
Shenmue. They gave him a forklift to drive because there's
awesome.
a forklift mini game.
That's the only thing he drives in the game.
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely.
Shoutouts to the Shenmue anime that's coming out soon.
Oh man, I hope it's better than Shenmue 3.
Dude, it's gonna be the best way to like get into Shenmue.
It is. It really is.
Probably.
100%. Inarguable because
the
first
game,
so slow.
First game is not aged well.
Those games are brutally slow.
I get it. It was early.
Scott Pilgrim Show.
Yeah,
that's gonna be good. I can't wait for that too.
Cuphead show looks very weird.
There better be like
Cuphead show looks super weird.
Cuphead show better have like a lot of adult humor going on.
Sometimes damn better.
It's got to because
I don't know. It looks more childish.
It has like the idea is he owes money to the devil because he gambled too much.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know.
The voices are super weird. Have you seen the trailer?
I haven't. No, I've just seen like
Cuphead Mugman sounds so weird. It's not how I imagined at all. I don't know.
Is that Scott Pilgrim show? Is that Scott Pilgrim show going to be on Netflix or?
I don't know what it's going to be on. I remember hearing about it. I was like, oh, that's tight. I love Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, that movie, the live action movie is very underrated, unfortunately.
Such a gem.
It's pretty much become a cult classic at this point.
It's so good. It's
a shame that it did so poorly in theaters that we won't ever see more.
Yeah, I mean, I went to go see
they did
it.
The whole story, didn't they? Why would we see more? I'm very confused.
There's always
more.
There's always more.
Well, there's a lot of stuff. There's like volumes of the comics, and I'm sure there's a lot of like in between stuff that we didn't get to see.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I read a summary of the comics, and I'm pretty sure
they condensed all the fights and stuff.
Yeah, they condensed all the fights down to one movie, essentially.
Oh,
I don't know if unless you wanted to make a live action TV series, I don't think there'd be a use.
I don't know. I think the show would be great.
It's gonna be good.
Is it gonna be live action or animated though?
It's animated in the exact style of the comic books.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
It looks good.
Games.
Yeah, slash the game.
Right.
Artwork anyway.
So back to the direct list.
Mm-hmm.
Force
Wars,
Unleashed.
The Force Unleashed. Yes.
Another PlayStation 2 looking ass game. The poor Switch just can't get a break.
Dude,
the developers they just don't feel like putting in any effort, right? We have games like Odyssey, Mario Odyssey.
If you want to feel like a child again, play your Switch games. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
They have all of the games from your childhood. You can feel like a kid again.
But I already have a PS2.
If you sold your PS2 when you were like an adult coming up,
my PS2 is
you didn't have any money, but now that you have money, you want to play those old games on the Switch? Go ahead, you can do it now. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, is it the fat one? Is it the fat PS2?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What doesn't work? The doesn't read discs?
No, I had fixed that at one point. What happened is the controller ports have stopped functioning.
Oh. That doesn't sound like a difficult fix.
It might not be a difficult
fix.
Like
I'm not even kidding. In older consoles, like let's say I open up my Super Nintendo, the only thing that's connected to the controller port is usually a ribbon cable. So you should be able to just open it up, replace it, screw it back together. But hey, for some people, that's a lot to ask. So
I might, but I don't know. I just don't really have any need to.
Fair enough, yeah.
I don't feel any drive to play any PlayStation 2 these days. Or if I do, I'm just like, I'll just boot up the emulator.
Yeah, fair enough.
So do you guys have anything to say about The Force Unleashed, though, as a series of games? There were two of them.
They're okay. They're okay. Yeah, that's about it. They made Force powers more fun than other entries for most Star Wars games.
Yeah.
Like, the only other game I had as much fun with force powers was, like, the, Dark Forces series and, Jedi Academy, which made ample use of force powers as well.
Jedi Academy was tight as fuck. Those were good ass games.
Jedi Academy is my favorite Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about KOTOR, but you're talking about Jedi Academy 2?
No, just
Or
Jedi
3.
Academy
Star Wars Jedi Academy.
What am I thinking of? On the
Jedi
GameCube?
Outcast, probably.
Yeah, Outcast. That's what I'm thinking of.
Outcast was right before Academy.
Yeah, I didn't have Academy because
that was part of the Dark Forces series, I believe.
Yeah, because for some fucking reason they decided, hey, we're gonna put this game on the GameCube and then the next one on the Xbox, and that's why I got.
Yeah, they were all on PC.
I got really angry about it.
Yeah, but that was like back when you had to buy the fucking like physical box of the game, right? Like that.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Back in the day.
You gotta put a disc in, and
I have my Jedi Academy box somewhere.
I'm a post-Steam PC gamer. I don't feel bad about it. I would never want to buy like a giant cardboard box to put a game in.
Same.
I have like a set of box failures. Like, I have my collector's edition of Hellgate London.
I have no idea
either of you know what that is.
No, man.
No.
I'm not a PC gamer.
So after
like a classic
Diablo
one anyway.
2, the crew for Diablo 2 set out to make another game. Part of them did, at least. And that game was Hellgate London, which was a third-person Diablo-esque game, like, set in the future. And it was a buggy pile of garbage. Like, you were literally falling through the floor and stuff like that. But the core of it was okay. In fact, the core was so okay that another company, like some Chinese company, ended up like buying it and hosting it on like their free games thing and like giving it a few updates. And it kind of lived on for a few more years on that.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it was considered a colossal failure.
I think the only like actual disc-based PC game I ever had was the original. Oh my god, what's the name of the game? Fallout. I had
Fallout 1?
Yeah, I had the original Fallout, and I had Baldur's Gate, which
Baldur's Gate, neat.
Yeah, just the old ass like point and click ones, and
they're all point and click ones.
Oh yeah. But I didn't have a PC that was strong enough to play most of the games after a while. Like I could play Quake, but
it's the eternal dilemma of old PC gaming is that specs for games are coming up so fast that like your PC was like out of date so quick.
Yeah. Well, the first time I ever ran into a PC bottleneck was Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oh wow.
Because I played Morrowind, I'm like, oh, Morrowind's awesome. Then Oblivion came out, I was like, oh, Oblivion looks awesome, and I bought it, and my computer could not play it. It literally wouldn't even like launch.
Dude, so I ran into that like
that broke my heart. That broke my heart, and I learned the sad truth.
I kind of ran into something similar, like before I knew I needed to like spend money to be a PC gamer, or at least if not spend money to like know exactly what you're buying. Like I went out and bought like a new 500 computer with an Intel integrated graphics card, thinking I could PC game on that.
Oh,
and I'm
boy.
like, yeah, sure. Let's load up Saints Row 2. Oh my god.
Whoops.
Like characters stuttered every 5 seconds. It was like living in like an infinite world of lag.
Mistakes were made.
The slowest thing in the world. I was so sad because I just went out and bought like my first Steam game, and I was like, "Oh, I got a new computer. I'm ready to play." And then like, nope, like your graphics card ain't ready for this, kid.
Well, like I was still running on a Voodoo graphics card. If you guys know what that is.
Oh, I don't know.
Voodoo was before the whole NVIDIA AMD thing.
Oh, were they like a third-party company
card
or something?
Kind of. They were like one of the main ones, but They basically completely fell by the wayside and were crushed by Nvidia and such.
Breezel's the OG knows about it.
Hey, he knows Voodoo. Yeah. So my first card was a Voodoo card, and it was a trooper. It let me play freaking Morrowind. It didn't let me play Oblivion though. Ugh.
Rip.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
I
the
didn't get to
life
play
of a PC
Oblivion
gamer.
until like a year after I bought it. Feels bad.
Feels bad, man.
man.
Yeah.
Feels
And then I
bad,
had
man.
opened it, and so of course you can't take it back because
yep.
everything has fucking CD keys.
Yep. Okay. But yeah, no, old PC gaming was crazy. Like I remember the whole meme about how like can your PC run Crisis? And
My PC could not run Crisis.
It's still a meme to this day. People still say
I mean,
that.
well, now most PCs can run Crisis, but
like, does it
then,
run Crisis though?
Yeah, but
Well,
then like Crisis was pushing the limits on like how many things a PC could do at once, and it was
Crisis still looks decent.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's how far ahead of the curve Crisis was. Crisis at its core was just like a glorified tech demo.
100%.
God damn.
And amazingly done at that.
It was a game in quotes, but it was very shallow.
No.
And it was just trying new shit.
No. Speaking of which, Crisis 4 is on the way. So if you're trying to burn out your 3060s and 3070s, get on that train because it's coming.
Yes, Crisis did sell the CryEngine very well.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to top what they did last time, but I mean,
it was a strong tech demo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I assume Crisis 4 is going to be on UE5 because CryEngine is defunct at this point. So, I mean, unless they have their own engine, but we'll find out.
Well, I thought they were working on like a CryEngine too.
Really? Well, maybe. I haven't heard about that, but cool stuff. Anyway, the final thing I will say about The Force Unleashed, which is a video gamey-ass video game.
It is a video game.
Is that
is true.
Those games, specifically, I think 2, have the single most insane visual Star Wars feats in existence, and that is when Dooku uses like force powers to like stop 2 like Imperial cruisers in
I remember that.
bring them down
and pull them into the ground.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, if every person can do this, then like, why is the Emperor like winning it all? Like that was insane.
Because they needed to sell copies. Damn it.
Oh my god!
But not everyone could do that. That's
but like that was such a video game ass moment. I'm like, really? Okay, the Force can do this.
Yeah.
Then why like 30 years later has Han Solo almost never heard of the Force? Like it's ridiculous.
Star Killer was special, right?
Yeah, he was exceptionally strong with the Force.
So special, he's been written out of canon. That's how special he was.
Look,
a lot of people have. My favorite Jedi was written out of canon. So
extended universe doesn't count.
Correct. Yeah.
But yeah, that was.
It's not like he trained Luke Skywalker or anything. Whatever. Yeah. Fuck that guy. Kyle Katarn. Who's that?
Yeah.
Wait, Luke trained Kyle Katarn, right?
Yeah, Luke.
No.
Didn't they train at the same time?
No. In Jedi Academy, Kyle Katarn trains Luke.
Oh, I thought they trained at the same time.
No, because I thought that Academy and Jedi Outcast took place after Revenge of the Sith, right?
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. Yeah.
They did not.
They did not?
Mm-mm. Nope.
I mean, Chrono sounds pretty.
Why is he wearing that black costume?
I want to trust him, but in my memory, like Luke definitely trained Kyle. But whatever.
Then who the fuck trained Kyle Katarn then?
Basically himself. There were like various Jedis that trained him. He also took down Jarek, who was like one of the most powerful Sith ever in existence, because he took over the literal source of the Force.
Maybe the Jedi from Star Wars Fallen Order trained him. We'll throw that reverse.
Maybe.
But anyway,
I'll do anything. Kyle Katarn, come back.
I know, right?
Badass bounty hunter turned Jedi.
Hey, I'm just happy there's a live action Ahsoka now, because
Yeah.
she looks badass. She looks even cooler in live action.
First of all, you know, it's
Ahsoka pretty cool.
I mean, that the actress, you know, is pretty hot too, so you know, it doesn't hurt.
That's fair.
Yep.
I can't.
Why am I blanking too? Is it Rose?
It's
whatever.
Was in.
Why is I know I'm blanking. This hurts me.
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson, yeah, that's what I thought.
There you
Rosario
go.
Dawson's awesome. Yeah, she was the night nurse in Daredevil. Speaking of Daredevil, right now, if you have not seen seasons 1 through 3, go and watch it because Netflix Disney are pulling the plug at the end of February. So
yeah, but it's just gonna go on to Disney Plus.
No, it's not. It's gonna be Deep Six in the Disney Vault, never to be seen again. Because it's owned by it's like co-owned by Disney Netflix. So I'm sure Disney will never want to have to deal with that weird inconsistency, nor like revenue sharing again. So
are you sure? I think the license just ran out for Netflix.
I'm pretty sure it's just being Deep Six.
So here's the thing: is
reverted to Disney Plus.
They've been talking about doing a soft reboot of the Daredevil series. Because you know he is spoilers, he appears in No Way Home. So
I still haven't seen that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not like it matters. You wouldn't even know who he was, I guess, if you haven't watched the Daredevil series.
That's fair.
Yeah. But like long story what were you saying? Sorry. I didn't want to interrupt.
He's a very good lawyer.
Yes, he's a great lawyer.
Well, he's
well, it's been a while since No Way Home. We can do mini spoilers, like spoilers like that.
For sure. But for Star Wars Force Unleashed, I have not gotten to play those games yet, so I might give them a look.
They're all right.
I would recommend playing them on PC over and playing them on Switch, obviously. But they do exist.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna if it's on PC, I usually
play them at real graphics.
But
play them at real graphic.
Long story short, to finish up my PSA is if you had not watched any of the Netflix, Disney, Marvel content,
Jessica Jones,
before now, at least go watch Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and probably Punisher. Everything else, you don't have to watch. Luke Cage was fun, a little bit. It was okay. The character's good. The writing's not good. But like you gotta at least watch Daredevil and Jessica Jones. Those are both amazing.
I kind of feel like
was super enjoyable too.
I feel like I haven't watched Luke Cage, I mean, yet, but I always felt like he made a really good side character in Jessica Jones. I never got the opinion I want to watch a show with
his show is just terribly written, which a lot of
is he boring?
No, he's not boring. It's just his show is poorly written. Like, I don't know how to describe it to you other than the more you watch it, the more you're like, okay, no one was clearly trying to make an earnest show here because it's just cheesy and bad. If they were, I would have been enjoyable. Like, there's been blaxploitation takes or
was that they were going for is blaxploitation? I mean, if that's what they were going for, I'll watch it.
No. So that's not what they're going for. It's like if you were going for a blaxploitation movie. You took the plot from a blaxploitation movie, but took it out of the comedy. That's what.
All the fun.
That's what Luke Cage is. So yeah,
it took out all the fun. Okay.
It's not fun.
Okay,
it's like if you took the plot of a blaxploitation movie but made everyone 100% serious, you'd be like, okay, this is both ridiculous and not fun.
You know what? I love my favorite thing about Luke Cage is that there's a comic storyline where Dr. Doom was supposed to pay him $200 and he didn't, so then Luke Cage goes all the way to Latveria and breaks into Doom's castle and beats up all of his guards and forces him to pay him $200.
Oh my god, that's some meme ass shit right
It
there.
is, dude. Well, because he's just he's a Luke Cage is a badass, and of course it's it's like Dr. Doom, so you got some balls trying to fight him. Yeah. But still, he's like, no, once you owe Luke Cage money, you fucking better pay him.
Better pay that man. Fuck you, pay me,
dude. The flight to Latveria was probably more than how much he was being paid.
It's about respect.
Oh,
It's about the
more.
respect. You put some respect on Luke Cage's name.
It's not about the money at that point. It's about the fact you didn't pay the man.
Dude, Dr. Doom is like an amazingly strong villain, though. Like
I can just imagine Doom saying that. I can just imagine Doom being on the throne. It's like, wait, you flew all the way here just for 200?
Yeah, and then he. Well, that's the thing is he started beating Doom up like for $200.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It was great.
I love it. Yeah.
What a freaking meme.
Pay me.
And so at that point I was like, you know what, Luke Cage, you're all right with me.
I fucks with you.
Yeah.
It's about the respect.
You go beat up Dr. Doom over $200. I'm like, oh, that's so dumb. I love it.
Yeah,
give me more of that.
That's amazing.
Luke Cage season 3 better be exactly that.
That's amazing.
Oh
my god.
By the way, Moon Knight, like. Has anyone noticed that they're like referencing the idea that Dr. Doom is gonna be in Moon Knight?
I haven't heard any rumors about that.
I didn't catch on to that.
So
that would be interesting.
So like if you watch the trailer, there are like certain like little Easter eggs in it, like where like they're driving a truck and on the back it says like Von Doom on some of the boxes. So, like, either, they're making a nod, or I'm thinking that Ethan Hawke's character is going to wind up being Dr. Doom. That's what I think.
Huh.
I mean, it's
interesting.
They need a Dr. Doom, man.
I don't think they would do that, only because I feel like Marvel is still going to want to keep that, like, it's not a separation between shows and movies, but like I feel like they're gonna want to be like, if you haven't seen the shows, it's not gonna be super important yet.
Yeah.
But then they kind of broke that with having Kang and Loki, so I don't even know.
Yeah, but you also know that they're rebooting the Fantastic Four inside the
and
again. And they cast.
Don't you mean again?
Again. And there's
the YouTube movie that never got released. Or not? There's a movie. There's like the 1980s.
Yeah, the 90s.
The 90s Fantastic Four that never actually got released to the public.
You can watch it though. It's out there.
You can watch it on YouTube. Yeah, it's out on YouTube.
That would be 3 reboots then.
Dude, I tell you what. I went down a Fantastic Four rabbit hole recently, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch all the original movies. Actually, the second, The second Fantastic Four movie isn't on Disney Plus for some reason, but the first one is. And then I watched Fan Four Stick. And you know what? Fan Four Stick is all right. It's not a bad movie.
Fan Four Stick gets a bad rap.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Like there's no one part about it that's bad.
Yeah.
It's just on the whole could be better.
I would genuinely watch a sequel of Fan Four Stick. Like I liked it that much.
In my mind, Fan Four Stick was actually certainly better written than Fantastic Four 2.
Yeah.
But I would even say it's comparably written, if not almost better written than Fantastic Four 1. It's just Fantastic Four 1 was a little bit more enjoyable.
Well,
that's the only difference.
Like you could definitely and then like obviously, watching Fantastic Four, the original movie, like with Jessica Alba and stuff, you could literally just watch all of the growing pains of like superhero movies and how like the idea wasn't quite there yet, but the
formula hadn't been perfected yet. That's definitely a superhero movie of its time where that feels like an early 2000s superhero movie, and Four Stick feels like a later superhero movie.
I mean, at the same time we had X-Men 2.
Yeah, but that also had problems.
Some people get it right. Like some people, even though it's not perfect, it's still good. The first try.
Like
that's what the X-Men movies were. That's what the first 2 Spider-Man
movies
were.
Like, okay, again, I think I've told Quintessence this before, but I don't like the X-Men movies because they disrespect so many characters just to give Wolverine the spotlight. Where, like, the X-Men are a group of people. It's not about Wolverine.
It's not the Wolverine show.
It's not the Wolverine show, but that's what it wound up beginning.
Some got killed off screen in X-Men 3. I've said this before on the stream.
Dude, not only that,
an insult.
But they made that. Not only that, but like they made Cyclops look like a bitch, like every chance they could.
Yep.
and like he's an important character in the X-Men. And not to mention like the weird things they did with like what was it, Colossus and Iceman and Rogue, and it's just like they didn't quite get those characters right. I want to see another take on them where it's not like, I don't want to see X-Men Kids or with the same people who basically made the same fucking movies, but I want to see Disney's take on it because I know that they'll treat them with respect.
Oh, the only way I could see that working is if they do some type of like Days of Future Past, that like maybe like Days of Future Past mixed with some multiversal shit, but basically like you find out that the X-Men were there all along, but like kind of like in the first X-Men, they've just been hiding, and then like they have like one big event where they decide to debut their powers and stuff like that. So that's the only way it would work.
Well, that's what they're talking about with the Multiverse of Madness, is that they're going to, because I don't know if you know this, but inside Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage, they do address that mutants are a thing. They didn't call them altered beings like they did in what's it called, Avengers 2. They called them mutants, and that was Screech. So like they addressed it, and of course, Eddie Brock, I can't say any more, but just know that it's very possible that they can bring mutants into the mix. And also another fun fact is that I heard there's a rumor that Chris Evans is going to be in Multiverse of Madness, but not as Captain America, but as Johnny Storm.
Interesting. Oh, that would be cool.
It's going to be a cool homage to the like.
That would be neat.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think he was a good Johnny Storm. Yeah, he was a perfect Johnny Storm, and also Michael Chiklis as the Thing was perfectly cast.
To me, everyone in that movie was well cast except for Jessica Alba.
Well, yeah, she seemed like she was just like phoning it in for the most part, and she really wasn't that important of a character.
She was kind of there as eye candy and not a character. Yeah, I mean that might have just been the writing. Like, I don't. Yeah.
Literally, her only purpose in the beginning is like, oh, we used to be together, but now she's with Doom. She's like an item, right? And then once she gets her powers, literally the first thing she does is take off her clothes. Like, so nobody can see her for reasons, just for reasons, and she doesn't even do anything. Yeah. Also, yes, Blade 1 is literally the grandfather of like good ass superhero movies.
That old Hollywood sexism still creeps in.
Well, it was the early 2000s, so you get what you get.
Blade 2 was pretty good too.
Blade 2 was good. It was a little weird though.
Blade 3, Blade Trinity.
Which one has Ryan Reynolds? Is he in all of them?
That's 3. That's 3. He's Ryan Reynolds has tripled down on being in 3 different Marvel movies.
Someone was talking to me about this earlier about Ryan Reynolds maybe being in the most superhero franchises, and I kind of I was starting to disagree, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, they might be right.
Yeah, he was Deadpool. He was the dude like hello, my name is fuck you from Blade 3, and then he was he was Green Lantern, and then he was Deadpool again technically, but a different version of him in the worst version of him where he had like laser eyes for some reason.
He created a Deadpool of power. The explanation for that was the Origins was such a bad movie. Oh my god.
Yeah, and they had Gambit in it. And Gambit was fucking dumb because he didn't even do anything. He's just like, this is where you're gonna find that thing, and that was literally all Gambit was for.
To me, the only way that script got written the way it was that like either A, the screenwriter had no care for X-Men, like had never heard of Deadpool, had no idea what powers Deadpool actually has. B, someone was like last minute on assignment. Okay, we got to turn this in like 2 days. He's got the name Pool, like his name is Deadpool, like it has the word pool in it. We'll use him to be a pool of other people's powers. Just like so many like random just dumb ideas going into life.
You know what? You know where all the Deadpool like you know what the problem was why Deadpool wasn't fleshed out is because they needed to give Will.i.am more screen time. That's what it was.
Shit. Don't even talk to me about that. I like Will I Am. Don't ruin him by talking to me about that movie.
Dude, he was in that movie though. He was like an important character.
I'm trying to forget. Please, I'm trying to forget. Why?
He is not. I mean, you could tell it was like a really early role for him because he just wasn't. His acting wasn't there. But hey,
his acting wasn't even the problem. It was just the terrible script around it. Like he acted passably for what material he was given. It's just that entire movie is so trashy cheese that you're just like, oh, you're not helping. You're not helping.
But I mean, that's why you gotta like respect Deadpool 2 and how like he actually time travels to like go back and kill his former self in the other. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta turn my mic back up. Okay. Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Like in Deadpool 2, he actually goes back in time and kills the other Deadpool.
Yeah, that was hilarious too.
That was a nice touch.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little funny, But
good
mean, Ryan Reynolds has been in a ton of stuff, and he's a fun actor. The one argument I'd almost make is that he kind of plays the same character in everything.
Absolutely,
it works.
He's
to his
Ryan
benefit.
Reynolds.
He's Ryan Reynolds.
It works to his benefit more than it works to his detriment. I'll say that.
I mean, as long as he's playing the right characters, he's good. But as soon as he I don't know. He's basically always going to be Van Wilder in some shape or form in a lot of those movies.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what movie he was really good in, and I really liked was is it Free Guy or like?
Yeah, it's probably Free Guy. It's
exactly
Free Guy. There's a movie called Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds in it. Yeah.
And it had Little Rel as like as a side character, and he was actually I really enjoyed that movie, even how dumb it was. Yeah, which I mean, she isn't she like in From Killing Eve or something like that?
Yeah, she's from Killing Eve. Thank you for being someone who knows that, because a lot of people don't watch that show or don't know that.
Well,
it's me. I don't know.
She's great as a psycho, but I mean, like I had no idea. I was like, she looks so familiar, and then it took me a while to piece it together. And I never really thought like he was like super attracted.
She's just a weird character.
She is, yeah.
Like I could totally buy that she's a computer programmer though, because it's just like okay, so that's stereotyping programmers. So first of all, that's kind of mean of me to do, but like she definitely just has a very peculiar personality that like doesn't kind of fit the main Hollywood.
We call that quirky.
I tell you what, I also don't buy that if Ryan Reynolds was like, hey, I need a girl, I'ma pick that one.
Man, I don't know, man.
Well, then again, for plot reasons, I can't explain anything more than that if you're gonna watch the movie.
Fair enough. But yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
There's a distinct reason it's.
What's that?
Her. What? There's a distinct reason it's her.
There is a distinct reason why it's her, and that pretty much spoiled. If I said it, it'd spoil the whole movie.
Yeah, then don't spoil the rest.
Well, of
it.
Don't.
I still have to watch like 50% of it, so I will come back to it at some point. But yeah, so let's
also
on the rest of this list. What?
Oh, never mind. The cameos in that movie are fantastic. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
I'll check it out.
God, we got so far off.
Yeah, no, we got like 10 of the things done on this list, and there's like about 40 things on it, so we might have to speed run.
Assassin's Creed Ezio Collection.
I don't care.
Collection of basically the best Assassin's Creed games.
I'm happy for the people that wanted to play old Assassin's Creed games again, because old Assassin's Creed games are fun.
Yeah.
They have it all. They have story, they have gameplay, and they're not too fucking crazy with the collectibles.
Counterpoint. Counterpoint.
The best.
Once the Steam Deck comes out, this isn't gonna matter.
Well, I mean, you could say that about a bunch of the Switch games. So,
that's fair.
I'm just saying.
Not really.
It's
not really.
You're right.
I mean, you're making a point, but you're not really making a point there, because not everyone's gonna afford a Steam Deck.
I just had to say it.
Steam Deck, and a lot of people like their Switch, so it is what it is.
You're not wrong. And I'm sorry. that I had to
options for portability.
I had to say it. Anyway, go on.
This guy's just trying to justify his Steam Deck purchase.
Yeah, I know, right? Like Steam Decks cost more than like PS5.
Buy a fucking Steam Deck. No, it's not. It's not more than a PS5.
About the same.
It's like it's a little more expensive than a Switch.
I can't remember.
If you buy the highest version, maybe.
Either way, it's an expensive thing that is more expensive than the Switch.
Yeah,
So
okay,
now
yeah,
there's
fair
more
enough,
people.
fair enough.
And I don't have a use for it because I have a computer.
True, but then you know you don't want to play Assassin's Creed on the cloud, you know.
Anyway, the whole thing is portability. Anyway, moving on. SD Gundam Battle Alliance. I never watched SD Gundam. I think they're cute as fuck. Someone talk about it real quick.
SD Gundam, the TV show, was great. I really liked it. I always had fun watching it after school.
SD Gundam Battle Alliance is just more SD Gundam. Generally, they're just a turn-based Gundam battle game, and they're pretty fun.
Like the same tactics ones you had me play before. Like,
Dude,
kind of.
The one he knew how to play in Japanese, you mean? That like we didn't even actually know Japanese, but
yeah,
no,
and
it's not like that one.
I just had to figure it out.
Shit, bro.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I was sitting there like, what am I doing? And then he had to sit there and walk me through everything that was going on.
I'm like, oh shit, Quint, you've played this a lot. If you know all of this means, and none of it's in English.
Yeah,
a little bit of play.
Damn son.jpg.
That's commitment.
.mp3, I should say,
but yeah, it's just more SD Gundam, turn-based battles.
Word.
SD Gundam character cool, interactions. SD Gundams cool. Are adorable.
I'm still sad I don't own a PS4 or 5 so I can play Gundam Maxi Boost because I really wanted to play that fucking game. But
that's fair. I never bought that game, unfortunately.
I
played the demo and I just wasn't super into it.
I thought it looked really fun, especially the PvP. But by the time I get it, there won't be any more PvP.
Yeah, no, it's already dead.
So yeah,
just don't buy new Gundam Breakers.
Chrono Cross Radical Dreamers. Who the fuck asked for Chrono Cross?
You know what? People like Chrono Trigger. Some people like Chrono Cross. It's
that's fine. That's fine. It's just realistically, Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross have no real relation.
They do. They have a relation. Like okay, so I had to look into this, okay, because I saw this. So
relation-ish.
There are and I have friends who are PS1 RPG lovers growing up. And what you find out is, like I said, there's no relation, and then they were like, don't tell them because there's spoilers. But all I can say is that Chrono Cross does involve time travel. It involves gaining multiple party members.
Yes.
And it takes place 2 decades after the happenings of Chrono Cross in the modern time. Chrono Trigger, sorry. Yeah. And not only that, but in this particular version, it's the Radical Dreamers edition, which is the Radical Dreamers is
it has the visual novel.
It has the visual novel that hadn't been released in the States. Which fills out information between Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross.
Yeah,
things that happen.
That was their attempt to fully link them.
That is cool. All right, well, for fans who wanted to follow up on that, or people who are just getting into old RPGs, I think that'll still be fun.
Chrono Cross got a lot of shit when it came out because it wasn't just more Chrono Trigger, and they labeled it as like a super sequel to Chrono Trigger, and it is and it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't want to go into spoilers, but basically the things that link them together are fairly minor in the grand scheme of things.
From what I know, whatever canonically happens in Chrono Trigger affects like an overall plot of Chrono Cross in a way. But it's not directly like guiding you the entire time.
Now I have a question. As someone who hasn't yet played either game, is there a way to play Trigger on the Switch or?
I mean, do you have a DS?
I don't know if it's on the Switch.
Yeah, do you have a 3DS?
No.
I would say honestly, there's a Steam version.
You can play it on your phone. You can play it on Steam.
It's on your phone. It's on Steam. It's on PS1. It's on the Super Nintendo. It's
But there's no Steam version of Trigger yet.
No, Chrono Cross is what you're asking.
No, because Chrono Cross is the one that's coming out.
Yeah.
Can I play Chrono Trigger on the Switch yet? Because that's the prequel, right?
No, I don't think Chrono Trigger's on the Switch yet.
I mean, it might be.
I have to look that one up. But okay. Let me go down these in order of less importance, so we can get to the more important ones at the end. There is a Lego brawler called Lego Brawls. For people that like brawlers, maybe that's fun as a party game. Seems kind of like for kids, but I don't know. Zombie Army 4, Dead War. If you like the Zombie Army games, that's a game you can play.
I know nothing
Live
about
Alive.
this.
I don't know what that is, but it looks cool. I like the pixel graphics. Let's see, the Cuphead DLC, the Delicious Last Course. There's a new character.
Finally,
finally. It takes a long time. The original game took a long time. It took a long time to make that type of animation.
Whoa.
I know, but
I'm not that mad. I'm happy it's happening. I'm happy it's happening at all.
I thought it got canceled at this point.
I'm happy we're getting it at all.
Are we just gonna skip over the Vor of Kirby and the Forgotten Land?
Yeah, we're getting to that.
I don't know. The guy's not even going down the order of the list.
Yeah, that's what.
I'm going in order of least importance, so we can talk about the most important shit at the end. So
well, why don't we just shotgun through the list in order, though?
Because that's no fun. I got to be arbitrary.
I mean, what do you mean? You don't want to end on Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Anyway, go on. Keep going.
I was gonna say MLB The Show. You guys gonna play that?
No.
Didn't think so. Okay, moving on. 2 point.
The only baseball game I play is Slugfest. Get at me.
Yo, All-Star Baseball is tight.
Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball on the SNES is fun too.
Yo, what was the one that was on the PC where like they were all kids and like you could play as kids?
Backyard baseball.
Backyard baseball.
Yo, honestly, most fire baseball game there is oh my god, it's a Neo Geo game. Neo Geo baseball game. Hold on, let me just type it up real quick.
But there was a bunch of backyard games. Like there was a football game.
Backyard games were
multiple basketball.
Baseball Stars 2. Baseball
True.
Stars 2 is where it's at. If you want to play a baseball game, that Baseball Stars 2 is fucking fun as shit. Anyway,
we should do like a top 10 baseball games of all time video because none of us actually care about baseball, but we'd be talking about the games.
I would struggle, but yeah, go on.
But no, that'll be another time. Okay, 2 Point Campus. I've never played this. It looks kind of interesting as like kind of like a Simsy campus simulator. I don't know.
I enjoy the 2 Point games.
Yeah.
Personally, 2 Point Hospital's really fun. It's just like a real tongue-in-cheek, like
I got you,
little
Brazils.
ridiculous, like hospital / doctor's office kind of simulation thing. And 2 Point Campus looks like more of that kind of tongue-in-cheek stuff, just like ridiculous interactions.
Yep.
Sim level nonsense.
Okay. So let's talk about this other way. So Nintendo Switch Sports. Nintendo Switch is getting a Wii Sports game. It's not going to be called Wii Sports anymore because we're not on the Wii. We're on the Switch. But we're getting a Wii Sports for the Switch. So how are you guys feeling about that?
I'm indifferent.
It looks okay.
I think that's pretty cool.
Fine.
I like the Wii Sports games. I thought they were really fun.
I'm a fan of Wii Sports as a whole. It's weird that golf is being delayed.
Yeah.
I don't know what would be so hard about that.
They're not done yet. No. COVID.
Honestly, I'm not sure what to think of it because I liked the original Wii Sports.
Well, yeah, they were the perfect tech demo for the Switch. Honestly, if we could have gotten more motion games for the Switch, I would have been happy. Or not the Switch, the Wii, excuse me. Because the Wii didn't really have enough games that took advantage of its motion controls.
Well, right, but I like the whole...
That's because they were garbage.
I mean, Wii Sports was still fun. You can find ways to make even bad controls work.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, actually, if you wanted...
can still play Punch-Out, right? Like, come on.
Super Punch-Out, that game was badass.
By the way, guys, if you if you
Red
wanted,
Steel was awful. Correct, Brazils.
if you guys wanted to, just FYI, I'm throwing this out there. You can buy a sensor bar that has USB and play Nintendo Wii games through a sensor
Boy,
bar
do
on
I
your
not
PC.
want to do. I do not want to do
I
that.
want to replay Red Steel. I loved the idea of Red Steel.
Red Steel was pretty cool at the time. I do remember that.
I love the idea of Red Steel too. It was cowboys and samurai in the same goddamn
Red
game.
Steel was a victim of poor technology.
Yo, did it get a sequel though?
But the idea was amazing, and it got
a sequel.
It was
sold on
hype.
It was sold on hype.
Nah, man.
Red Steel, with like what they showed, was really cool and really interesting. And then you actually got the game.
I'm gonna let you peer into the future for 1 second.
Rising Zan Samurai Gunman's gonna get a sequel.
What's gonna happen? Red Steel emulated in VR.
Maybe.
Bro, fuck yeah.
Yep.
Souls.
One day it's gonna happen.
You take my money.
Yep. One day it's gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, the Red Steel games were really cool games that suffered from the technology at the time. I 100% agree they suffered from the technology, but really cool art design, really cool game design, really cool story design a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the motion controls could have been better. I could go on a length about games that I wish had existed on systems, but never did. But suffice it to say, I will never not be mad there wasn't a Harry Potter Wii game that used the wand, this Wii Switch mode as a wand. But we'll never get there.
You know what?
Awful.
You know what? Nintendo hire this man.
Yeah, I know. I also think the Wii U would have been perfect to put a Pokemon Snap on because you're holding a fucking window. But, you know, that'll never happen either.
Listen, all you need to do is make Harry Potter in Unreal 4, okay? And you got to put it on YouTube.
Yep.
And then
are we getting the Harry Potter MMO?
And then everyone's going to comment, Nintendo hire this man, and you'll start working for Nintendo.
Then not only will they send the Nintendo snipers after me, but J.K. Rowling will send her own personal snipers after
her snipers after you because, I mean, I don't know. You could probably make some kind of joke about how she's, anti-trans or something like that.
Oh, God, yeah. If I did that, they would be like, use the hollow points. Let's make
bro, I mean, she made Harry Potter, and, that's pretty much the end of the good things that she's done. Since then, she's kind of an asshole.
Let's not talk about Chicken Run anymore.
What's next here?
Okay.
Anyway,
speeding through this, Earthbound Beginnings on online. Yes, it's annoying you have to have online, but it's super cool you're getting Earthbound on Switch.
Okay, I remember. Okay, I want to do a flashback here with Quintessence, and I want to say, as I messaged him in his stream chat, and I said, hey, Nintendo Direct is on, and he's like, okay. So he turns it on while he's streaming. We get on a Discord chat together, and we start watching the stream, right? And then what happens? They're like, Mother 1 is coming to the Nintendo Switch, and I'm like,
they didn't say that.
That whatever.
Earthbound Beginnings.
Earthbound, whatever.
Like,
no. They and then they're like, and then they were like,
it was Earthbound and then Earthbound.
Earthbound Beginnings, like right? And I was like, they're gonna announce Mother 3. And then they're just like, get Earthbound Beginnings. And I was like, these motherfuckers. Like,
yeah.
What? Why are we... Wait, let me just go back here. Like, why are we getting... I'm
still annoyed they're just renaming games. Earthbound Beginnings should just be Mother 1.
We're getting Chrono Cross. What
is Earthbound then? Is Earthbound Mother 2?
Earthbound is Mother 2.
Oh, okay.
Like we're getting all this stuff. No, listen, Mother 3...
Correct, Breezels.
Sir?
They're never going to translate it properly.
Sir, Mr. Breezels, I would like to inform you that on the Mother 3 translation, it literally says, Nintendo, if you port Mother 3 to the United States, you can use our translation for free.
But that's a fan thing. No, they're not going to use it.
In fact, they're going to actively spit on you if you suggest it to them in their face.
Right.
They're gonna be like, fan translation.
Yeah, but
get your diseases away from us.
But we're getting like, what is it?
Also, what would they even call it? Since they didn't go with the mother's set of names, like Earthbound Beginnings, Earthbound Next.
Yeah, something dumb like that.
Like, I want to know why we're not. I don't understand why we're not getting it.
We'll never know. Maybe in a couple, 20 years from now, in a dumb interview on someone's deathbed, we'll know.
Doug Bowser is gonna be.
It's really cool to have it, but it's weird.
Okay, so I'm mad it's not being sold outright, because I would buy it outright. Having I have the $10 or $20 a year Nintendo Switch Online subscription, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, it's not that much, but why can't we just buy it? I want to just buy it.
What buy what? Like own the games that are on the Super Nintendo collection or the N64 collection. I agree with that. I too would rather buy Ocarina of Time and just own it instead of being forced to have a subscription.
Yeah, you were allowed to do that back in the days of the Virtual Console on the Wii. But,
yeah, how does it make you feel that the Virtual Console is better than the Switch shop? Now.
Better for consumers. That's being the key word. Subscription as a service model sucks, especially for it sucks for consumers in the fact that they can't buy things outright. But it's great for businesses because they can make money off them. Yeah. If we could split the difference and be like, we'll do both, that might be the perfect model. Because the same thing goes for Spotify. I was actually thinking about this the other day. There was an album I was thinking about going to buy. It's not actually being sold as a physical copy yet. You can only get it on streaming.
Personally, I think Spotify is worth it, but that's just me.
So that's the thing. I like Spotify. I like the ability to have any and every song. I don't mind paying a monthly service for that. But that doesn't stop the fact that sometimes I want to physically own things, and not being able to do that, that's a problem, in my opinion. As a consumer, that's a problem.
Well, I mean,
if the only outlet to get something that you want to have is to pay yearly for it, much more than a value of a one-time purchase of it should ever or would ever be, to me that's a problem.
Yeah, but then you could also start picking because Nintendo has been doing this shit for a little while now, especially with Switch.
It's not Nintendo, it's every software company.
Well, yeah,
this is a whole bigger debate.
But my bigger issue is with Nintendo and giving you one actual physical game and then a download code for another one. It's the same kind of annoying
no, because yes and no. At least if you're able to download the game, it's flimsy, but there's some type of digital meaning saying you own a copy of this game, and technically if the game is stored locally on your device, they could take it away from you, but that would generally be problematic and probably break a couple laws.
You realize that it's okay, well, it's actually not DRM, because if you have the download code, it's fine. But other than them locking you out of using N64, Super Nintendo, and regular Nintendo games, that's DRM. You know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So anything that's on the actual Nintendo Switch Online service, that's DRM'd, because you'd have to go through Nintendo servers to get a copy of it, kind of. I don't know exactly how it's stored, but there's nothing either through purchase agreements or whatever saying you actually own it. Technically there never is anyway, but they're kind of in this new digital landscape we live in.
Drink your confirmation canister.
Yeah, there are degrees of ownership. And buying a game on Steam at least feels to be, it's not perfectly, legally it's not perfectly, you're still in a gray area, but it feels to be a higher degree of ownership than renting a game, you would with the Nintendo Switch Online or any of the other game rental services. It's a lower degree of ownership to me, which is a problem.
I also hate the idea that I've had games that I bought for the PS3 that got I deleted it off my hard drive because I needed to make space.
Yep.
I came back a couple of years later to download the game.
Yep.
And it didn't exist anymore.
Yep.
So I spent money on a game that I can't play. Imagine if you
is that you?
Imagine if you did, well, they fucked Scott Pilgrim up again. Anyway, I'm still disappointed in that port.
My point is my point is that like there needs to be better ownership rights of things in general. Like to me, the right of buying something and owning it in your possession needs to be codified in law. And like,
yeah, it's not
if you
like
own it, it can't be taken away from you. That needs to be a thing.
Digital media is like like the companies still technically own the digital media.
So, and that's the thing. I think ownership law needs to be rewritten to be like, if I purchase, like it needs to be the best model for both consumers.
Good luck with that argument in the government.
I know. But
we would never make it on Games Done Quick. We cannot speedrun for shit.
No, we can't. The best model for human ownership of media is, in my mind, is the semi-analog model where you are able to buy something physically and you own your physical copy of that thing. You shouldn't be allowed to distribute your physical copy of that thing.
Yeah,
but you should be able to own and keep your physical copy of that thing. Do whatever you want with it indefinitely, barring sharing it with others. Like, yeah. And like others, I mean, like you can hand it out to your friends, but you can't like, keep passing it on to everyone in the world.
And this is like also could start to delve into like game conservation and emulation and shit like that.
Media conservation. And once everything goes digital, the ownership rights of the consumer get reduced, and that's going to be a problem because eventually you're going to be paying a monthly subscription for any type of content.
Yeah,
and at that point, that's toxic.
Boy, I can't wait until our internet is packaged like, oh hey, I have a Google subscription every month, and I can also get it comes packaged with Netflix. And that's why.
Jokes on them. I don't use Google.
Well, I mean, you've seen how, I don't know if you guys have ever seen how policed like internet works in other countries, but you have to buy packages like cable. Yeah. And basically the internet has like, it's the Wild West of like, it's like the last kind of medium where like it's still it's still owned by mostly the people,
Well, yeah, I mean, the internet was the content on the internet was developed by the people.
Yeah.
Whether or not that all gets sucked up is up to the people and defending it and making that enshrined in law, and that hasn't been done yet. I hope that does happen at some point. That's all I'm saying.
I still can't believe that like how many times like the government or like a politician has been like, we need to police the internet and what's on there, and every time I'm like, no.
We can have a whole separate podcast on that, and we will eventually.
Yeah.
But like, long story short, I just want to say that the internet is cool the way it is. People should be able to buy and own things for themselves, and not have the company shouldn't have the ability to take those things away from them. And sadly, that's not really defined in law with owning something that's digital. Unfortunately.
Like, first of all, the other thing you could say too is like, especially with the Switch Online and like buying like all of these like packages and programs, and the Switch Online still sucking ass, and like you realize that your money isn't going towards the right thing. You're just
yeah, I mean, you're not like, giving money to a company doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get better services out of it anytime
That's what
soon.
they said. They said that when they made that.
It certainly doesn't mean you're going to get the service.
They fucking lied.
Yeah. Look at this man believing lip service.
Yeah. They fucking. But I'm just saying, I have to hold that to them. Like I didn't actually think that it was a bad thing, because you have to have servers being upkept, but like. Yep. You could do that with the money that people would spend on individual games. You could probably make more money. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's a million ways we could talk about this, but long story short, consumers and the government both need to do a higher job of holding companies to a standard on internet rights and protections and a bunch of other things. And that's really fallen through the wayside. It would be cool if there were like a third-party body, kind of like the EFF. If those of you don't know, that's the Electronic Frontier Foundation. They do a lot of activism for technology rights. Would be like this is the standard that we all agree is best for both consumers, and for companies, in that protects consumer rights and the basic rights to freedoms to own media, yada yada yada. If we got something like that, that would be really cool. I hope that one day we do. I honestly don't think the U.S. does a good enough job of, really.
No, because somebody comes with a big wad of cash and they're like, shh, just take
it. We don't do a good enough. We don't do a good enough job empowering consumer rights protection organizations or civilian right protection organizations. So hopefully in the future we do. But that's neither here nor there right now, or we can talk about that later.
Yo, what about this Nintendo Direct though?
But yeah, almost back to Nintendo
yeah,
Direct.
I don't know.
Really excited about getting Klonoa 1 and 2.
Oh yeah,
I was
same.
a huge fan of Klonoa. I played the one on the GameCube, the Game Boy Advance, which isn't what we're getting currently, but I love this franchise to death. And I will be super excited to play both 1 and 2, which I never played. I just played the game. Game
it
Boy
is
1.
a fun little franchise.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good ass franchise.
It's a turn your mind off type game and just have fun. Like
it's a puzzle game.
It's a puzzle game. Like it's a relaxing puzzle game.
No, you can't turn your mind off playing Klonoa.
No. I'm sorry. Like I don't mean turn your mind off. I mean you can relax and play a puzzle game, and it's like kind of charming. You know what I mean?
100% agree. It is a charming puzzle game with fun little action games. There's like a little surfing mini game in the one I played. Really just a fun franchise. Really fun, enjoyable games for kids or adults, whatever. It's a fun franchise.
I will I will honestly just throwing this out there. I will probably be picking that up, as well as
the purchase for me. The
Chrono Cross Radical Dreamers. I'm going to buy that. And I will say that like it is a remaster of the original game, and it looks really good. Compared to like the PS1 version, which is always a great thing. Anyway,
super excited for that. It'll be cool. But yeah, what else? Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I own Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I probably should have sold it because I still haven't played it and I've owned it for 3 years. But I hear that's a really beloved franchise. They're really big. My problem with JRPGs is that I think they're an awesome idea, but then I realize that they're 80 hours long, and I'm like, holy shit, I don't know if I want to play one game for 80 hours.
It is very intimidating, yeah, it can be. I mean, the base game, like, when you say 80 hours, that probably means side content as well. Unless Quintessence knows something.
No, it doesn't. No,
that's why I was looking to you, Quinn. I am sure you would have known.
Oh, that's a conservative estimate. If you do the side stuff, it's probably like easily 120.
Bro, but they have New Zealand accents though.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles is a cool franchise. I just don't know if I'm gonna play it anytime soon. I'm happy people are getting more of it. I mean, they even got characters in Smash, so clearly people enjoy it.
Franchise, unexpected announcement, that's for sure.
I'm really feeling it.
Yep. Yeah, no one. I don't think anyone expected this, but it is cool for people getting. So let's see. Almost done.
Metroid Dread.
Oh, Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread is getting some DLC.
Wait, we got Dread mode where you get one shot no matter what you do, and then we have Game Journalist mode where you're playing on rookie difficulty and nothing can kill you.
Yep. I mean, as long as if we can get the whole android that talks to Samus in Metroid Dread to do Eminem's "Lose Yourself," I'd be happy.
I hope
you're only getting one shot. You know what I mean? Like you gotta.
I hope
one opportunity.
Bro, that was whatever. Anyway, like, bro, hopefully, you know, we won't have that journalist that couldn't get past that one tutorial jump in Cuphead. God forbid.
Yes.
God help him in the DLC.
Was that who was that? Was that Tim Jaffe?
I don't know if it was Tim Jaffe, but there was someone who played the Cuphead demo and they couldn't air dash to get past a certain.
No, but like
all I know is I watched like an 8-year-old do that jump, and I was like, yeah, no, all right, makes sense.
No, there. Okay, so you were talking about the Cuphead demo, which I remember, but there was someone who was recently. There was someone who recently, they're talking about on the Two Best Friends subreddit, where like they were just, I think they were talking about how much they hated Metroid Dread, and I'm like, why? That's a good game.
Yeah, it looks like a good
And
game.
I think it was Jaffe, but I don't know. I'd have to actually I might be calling people out here with not actually know what I'm talking about.
Dread was a great evolution of the Metroid franchise.
Well, it really was. It really fucking was.
Hey man, it was.
It brought it out of like the standard progression for Metroid and basically let you choose how you wanted to progress.
It was the
which was
perfect
great.
evolution of the 2D Metroid games. 100%.
Realistically, though,
it was a good modern 2D Metroid game.
You say it's like revolutionary, but realistically, it's like they just put a nemesis system in it. You know?
No,
I mean,
they changed how the power-ups work.
No, the mechanics. We're talking about the mechanics changes. The mechanics changes were really nice, really.
Yeah,
polished.
you weren't hard.
There's a parry. There's a goddamn
you weren't
parry.
hard gated in most areas.
Well, okay,
that's been in since Zero Mission.
No. So the 3D the 3DS Samus Returns.
3DS one.
Yeah, Samus Returns had a parry.
Samus Returns is the basically like the prototype for Metroid Dread. Like, it has a lot of the same mechanics and stuff like that.
The same DNA, but they definitely improved on it for Dread, and Dread is a great game, and I still need to play it.
Yo, where's my fucking Metroid Prime 4?
Dread gives you even more freedom than Returns did, which is nice.
I know they could at least release the Metroid Prime 1 through 3 on the Switch. I know they could do that. You know, but
maybe.
No, I mean, you know, if they can run PS2.
So what's next? What do we got?
New Taiko no Tatsujin. I love the Taiko no Tatsujin games. I think they are most fun played in an arcade with the actual like big drum setup.
Yeah, I don't see the draw of the home console Taiko.
So you can play it on the Switch, and you can buy a USB drum that works with the Switch.
You can annoy your parents at home.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, okay.
You can annoy. I feel like it's a great game to bring on a date. If a date's never played Taiko no Tatsujin, I think they would love it.
Yeah, especially like if you forget, you know, the actual drum. You know what I'm saying? You could just
slap the ass like bongos.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with that.
I got something else.
Good save, yeah.
I got something else to play. Yeah, hold up for a second.
Yo, maybe, hey baby, you like Taiko no Tatsujin?
Taiko no Tatsujin?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite.
You know, that popular game from Japan with the little drums.
Let me show you how I hit these.
Do I love it? Get in my
no,
bedroom.
It's a fun little game. They're getting, I think it's a sequel. Rhythm Festival might be a sequel to the first one. I don't know. I own the first one. I don't own this one.
I have never even heard or played. No, I've heard of them, but I've never played any of these games.
Yeah, they're fun. They're cute. The first one, the one on the Switch, has Undertale DLC where you can play like Megalovania, which is dope as fuck.
That's adorable.
Cool. Hopefully they're just as toxic as the regular.
Yep. But Undertale. So, Taiko is cool. Happy there's getting a new one. Okay. Real quick, does someone wants to talk about Kirby? I know
Kirby.
We can also call him now Carby.
Carby, baby.
But yeah, I mean, this is crazy. Even more crazy than like what we saw in the earlier trailers. Like he can do a bunch of shit. Like even turn into like shapes now. It's crazy.
So
Kirby's gone full bore, man.
I felt like watching Kirby's body be stretched out over a car was a little bit weird. But I'm on board for the experimentation.
You know what? I thought like at first when he started absorbing that car, I was like, oh, he's just gonna like make his own version of a car. You know what I mean? But then it was like, then he just like stretched it over like a condom or something like that. And then just, you know, became, you know, the Kirby mobile.
His legs were flapping.
Like I'm still not fully sure how, like, I have so many questions on how he's actually driving that thing, because he's only over the top half. Like, how is he power? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
One can ask an endless amount of questions. Like maybe he holds the because you know Kirby doesn't actually like when he sucks things in. It's not into his stomach. He has like an entire portal dimension.
Yeah, he's a black hole
that like he can access things and like powers from. So like it's a whole thing. But yeah, maybe that's how he gets the car powers. I don't know. Either way,
we also know he can use it as storage from the anime.
Yeah. Either way, this is nuts, and this game looks fun as fuck. And I hope
game looks crazy.
half as good, if not better, than Mario Odyssey. Because if it's that good, I'll definitely buy it.
I will personally, I will be purchasing that game because I want to play an open world Kirby game. Not to mention the aesthetic of the game itself is way different than any of the more recent Kirby games we've seen in a long time. Like actually ever, I think. Like it just having it look like it's like Hokuto no Ken, like post-apocalyptic world. Like I'm so curious to see what the hell and why that happened.
Yeah, no, it looks really cool. I don't think you'll get the deep lore. I don't think you'll get the dark lore.
Why?
It talks a little bit about that. You can look it up. But
well,
I
this
mean,
this just kind of confirms the fan theory of Kirby being after civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but that's what I'm saying is like he's around humans, which he's never been around humans before. He's just been around other creatures that were similar.
In the show, he was around.
In the show, I mean,
Painting Girl.
I'm talking about the games though.
Yeah.
Painting Girl.
In
the game.
Which one? From which game?
The artist.
Yeah.
What was it? It was SNES. It was the collection of Kirby games.
Oh, Superstar?
Yeah.
Oh, let me see.
But yeah, either way, this looks really cool. I'm happy. I'm
happy
about it.
But I mean, Breezels, does any of that look like Planet Earth to you? Like, even like nothing about it has ever looked like Planet Earth. It always looks like you're on an alien planet. Shiverstar, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm down for more Kirby.
Kirby
and what other
cool vending machine Kirby?
Whatever what other horrors he can muster
Kirby?
up?
Who knows?
Cone Kirby? Nintendo said yes.
747 Kirby?
Oh yeah, that's right. They had a fucking cone Kirby, and it looks stupid as shit.
Oh yeah, it's great.
And he uses it to like hit a pipe. Yeah,
I'm interested in how much like nightmare fuel this game will be. I'm very excited.
It looks like it's tons of nightmare fuel. That's why I'm like curious.
Yeah.
Portal Collection.
Yeah, so I was gonna talk about this. Nintendo like called up Valve and be like, "Hey, yo, you got any old games for us?" And Valve's like, "Yo, I got you."
Yo, fam, we got some shit we ain't never gonna use again. So here you go.
we keep trying to give it to our Steam users, but they already have it.
So... Literally everybody on Steam has Portal, so
yeah, and Portal 2.
We can't sell them anymore.
Well, yeah, so here you go, Nintendo.
What else?
That's cool. Nintendo's Portal now.
I would consider buying Portal for the Switch, because I've yet to play through those games.
Portal's just a solid game. Portal 2, they're both good games.
Hey, guy that was just talking about the Steam Deck. Why don't you play it on the Steam Deck?
Fucking, you're right, you bitch. Yo, why don't I just start cutting out all the things that are going to be on the Steam Deck?
We gotta save the best for last.
So I'm not even going in best order now. We've already thrown out some of the best. But anyway, so
the best hasn't even been mentioned.
This is a Demon Slayer game.
I'll let you. Yeah, there's a Demon Slayer game. It's I'm pretty sure it's by the makers of the people who make like the Naruto games.
Oh, then I don't care.
It's another arena fighter.
It's Naruto Shippuden 15.
Special move.
Hey, not to disrespect it though.
But it's got Demon Slayer flair.
It looks gorgeous as fuck, which is Demon Slayer's charm. So I might even play it. Like it looks amazing, and I do love the look of Demon Slayer. That's the half of the selling point.
I've yet to watch that show.
In fact,
game looks fine.
Demon Slayer wins again because they just announced another season after the current one's done. So that's 3 seasons now. Most animes don't even get out of 1.
Demon Slayer is only gonna have 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Well, good. It'll end on top.
Yeah.
Well, that's because the manga's been done for like 2 years.
Oh, is the manga actually done? Oh shit!
It's been done for 2 years.
Like
the manga was clean, concise, and it just finished out.
Listen,
we're not gonna make it like a long bullshit.
You guys hear me
clapping?
Just gonna
tell a story and be done.
You guys hear me clapping in the background?
I am a huge.
What a Chad! What an absolute Chad for actually finishing his content and not drawing it out to like 1,000.
Her content.
Shit!
She's even cooler for that. She gets more respect.
Get it, girl.
Being better than all the male manga creators that would just be like, "Hey, yo, I'm gonna let this money keep making me write content even well after my
The
story.
hilarious thing is all of like the hyper-sexualized characters in it, and people are like, well, this is just the disgusting male vision.
It's
written by a woman.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Sailor Moon is also written by a woman too.
Hey, she's a lady. She knows what looks good.
Well, so is Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh well, yeah. That just kicks ass. I don't. Well, there's not much sexualization in FMA.
I mean,
have you seen Lust?
Well, hold up.
I mean, one character who shows up like later on in the show.
Aren't there a ton of scenes?
And her name's Lust.
Ed too?
Oh, dude, there's this one part with the dog though.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Stop it, you shut up.
That's a good part. That's a good part.
Dude, that's my favorite part, bro.
But anyway,
dude, what do you get when you mix a loli with a dog?
Demon Slayer.
You get a good time, my guy.
Demon Slayer. Whoa.
Yo, listen, we got a Rule 34 of that after this.
So stop. Demon Slayer is gorgeous. It's getting a game on Switch. I think the game's already on PC. I think it's
Ufotable as usual, knocking it out of the park with Demon Slayer.
Absolutely slaying it.
The game doesn't look even half as good as the anime, unfortunately.
It still looks good.
Oh, who cares, man? It
still looks fine.
It's Naruto 15.
It's
okay?
It's gonna like sate the hunger and thirst that people have for more Demon Slayer stuff.
Okay. So
it'll be fine.
I'll let you pick off the list because I don't want to ruin the surprise. But which game do you think is the best on here that I haven't mentioned yet?
Live Alive.
Live Alive. I already mentioned it as actually, but
you did because Breezel's in the chat keeps bringing it up because you haven't talked about it.
I skimmed over it.
You didn't even mention it. You skimmed over it in your head.
No, I skimmed over it. I said it looks nice. No, if you check the tapes, I said something about it.
Check the tapes.
It looks gorgeous.
Yo, somebody check the tapes. Yo, Breezels, if you could do us a favor and go through the tapes for us.
No.
Bring up the footage.
It's gorgeous. There's it's got like pixel art. It looks amazing. I just have no idea what it's about. So educate me on it because I don't know what it's about, but it looks good.
So Live Alive is a turn-based RPG that never got out of Japan.
Ooh, okay.
So the unique part about Live Alive is that you move on a grid. So you're moving on the grid and you can like empower spots on the grid. Like you can make it so like a grid point like heals you and then move a character onto that grid and then use your turn-based attack, for example. So it would heal your character, plus they would get an attack off. So like it was really interesting because you had so many like tactical options in that game because of the grid system combined with the turn-based combat.
This is giving me some.
It's just a solid little like RPG.
This is giving me some strong like Chrono Trigger / Secret of Mana 2 vibes.
You can actually move.
Oh no, I'm talking about in style.
Oh yeah. I mean the remake looks gorgeous. It's very Octopath Traveler-esque.
Yeah.
So
speaking of Octopath Traveler-esque, I'm really hyped for Triangle Strategy, which is not Octopath Traveler-esque, but it's like they're doing Nintendo doing their Tactics style game rather than their like other 2D. But we can get to Triangle Strategy. We're still talking about Live Alive.
That's fair. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's all we really know. We've seen how pretty it is, and then
it looks gorgeous.
I don't know anything about it.
I can't go over like the story and stuff.
It looks absolutely gorgeous. So Live Alive is like if I hear more good hype about it, I'll definitely be checking it out. But
it's a fantastic little game.
Yeah, I am super hyped for. Have you played any of the Japanese version of it, or?
Yeah, I've played the Japanese version.
Oh, nice. Well,
I played an English translated version.
Already guaranteed then. I already got the Quintessence seal of approval.
Nice. Yeah.
Here you go. He just slapped it right on there.
But yes, so Triangle Strategy, they've already been releasing like some trailers, character trailers, yada yada yada. It seems like a very similar style game in story, similar in story style to Octopath Traveler, in that there'll be like a bunch of different characters like interacting over the course of time and a bunch of different character stories. But I am super hyped about it. Like, I feel like Nintendo, some of the execs at Nintendo are just kind of like, well, how can we take these old RPG styles and just remake them as gorgeous games with fun branching stories? And that's kind of what we got out of Octopath Traveler, which is a super fun, super cool game. And I think that's what we're getting out of this, which is more of like a Final Fantasy Tactics style, like 3D combat style RPG, turn-based RPG. But I'm also super hyped for it. It looks amazing. I'll probably be a day one purchase for me. Yeah, it's a good looking game.
So
Um,
on the subject of triangle strategy, I actually thought this was going to end up being a tactics ogre game or ogre tactics game.
And when you say tactics ogre, that like such a
I think it's ogre tactics.
no. I think they changed it. Like I think in Japan it's called tactics ogre, and then in the States it might be called.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah. So you're not
yeah,
wrong. That
yeah. No, fair enough. But
yeah.
yeah, no, I thought Triangle Strategy when like they first showed it was just gonna be another one of those games, and then it's like, oh no, it's actually just something new, Triangle Strategy. Oh, that's odd, but I'm game. Let's see where
but
we
it,
can
it
go
does
with
have a
this.
similar style to those games. Yeah, like a similar
Yeah,
like
yeah,
layout
no,
style. Yeah,
very much,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, I'm excited
Similar
for it.
art style, similar layout, similar like
Yeah,
story based on the demo that we played. Like
no, I love RPGs like this.
it
So
feels like it was like a canned tactics ogre game.
You know,
I mean, but it's got the Nintendo flavor. Okay.
now that I'm actually looking at Kirby game again because I'm watching the. I don't
Mhm.
necessarily know that this is going to be worlds. I think it's going to be kind of more like very
I think it's gonna be more
linear.
linear than people
Linear,
think.
linear open
I think it's
design. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's going to be more like Mario Odyssey type deal.
I mean, Mario Odyssey was pretty open.
Yeah, but I mean, it still had like very
It
tight
looks less
perimeters.
open than Odyssey,
It looks
actually.
it looks like it has tight perimeters in which like where you can travel, but still you
Yeah.
have a lot you can do in each
Yeah.
area.
I think that
Yeah.
I think the term open world is thrown out too
Oh,
casually.
he has a light bulb.
There's a difference between like an open world like a Skyrim and an open world like the kind of Odyssey or like kind of like linear open games where like or even like kind of like a 3D style Metroid game where they're like you can go anywhere but they're definitely delineated areas, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
of
think open
course.
world needs to be kind of like classified a little better.
Well,
Um
basically, I see open world these days as long as the game's not like a fucking hallway crawler and you can have like some kind of exploration, it's practically open world.
Yeah, if you can revisit areas, then that's already a level of openness. You know
I
what I
feel
mean?
like open world is just how video games. I feel like that word is just kind of
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
that's just the standard.
Mhm.
Not to say the obvious.
Oh, that's fair.
Uh, but yeah, so cool stuff though. Excited for that game.
Yeah.
What
Mhm.
else? Getsu Fumaden, which I'm actually let me see if I can pull up the official title for it. So it's called Getsu Fumaden Undying Moon. And reading the description on Nintendo Life, because I was immediately struck by the art when I saw this. I love the art style. But apparently it's going to be kind of like Konami's take on a Dead Cells style game, which I already love Dead Cells. Um, from what I'm reading the description, apparently Dead Cells is still better. Like Nintendo Life wasn't too keen on it, but I really, really like the art, so I might at least get it to try it. And
Yeah, it
yeah,
looked interesting, but not a
yeah,
buy for me personally because
yeah,
I'm still pissed off at Konami.
yeah. I just love me some good like 2D Dead Cells games or 2D like roguelikes or just 2D action platformers. I'm a huge fan.
Yo,
Yeah.
did you get to try what's the name like
Wait, isn't the game out?
Severed Steel or something
Uh,
like that?
no,
The one with the grappling
no, not yet,
hooks in the
not yet, no.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Getsu Fumaden's out.
is it
Oh, it's
really? I
already
didn't
out.
know.
Yeah, it's already out. It was released February 9th.
Oh, okay, so yeah, it already came out. Cool.
Yo,
But yeah, Nintendo Life called it Dead Cells Yukio E Edition, which is like that Japanese art style. So that's pretty funny.
I gotta use the restroom, guys. I
That's
will
neat.
be right back.
Sure.
Hold it down.
We will hold it out. But so yeah, did you play anything new other than Lost Ark last week? Quintessence?
No, not really. I've
Yeah.
been pretty focused on Lost Ark.
How many hours have you put in so far?
26.
Damn, son, doing work. What level is
Yeah.
your character? Like, how fast is the character leveling?
I'm really taking my time. So
Yeah.
I'm like level 42 right now, I think.
And what's the current level cap? Like 50, 99? I don't
The
know
current
anything about the
level
game.
cap is 60,
Mhm.
but the soft cap is 50.
Got it.
So like the extra X levels after 50 are more supplementary than required.
Yep. Okay. Cool, cool. Well, no, it definitely looks like a really sweet ass game. Like so much so that like I
Yeah,
don't even know
it's
what
really
class I
cool.
want to play yet. What class have
There,
you been playing as?
I'm paladin currently, and that is a support class. Unexpectedly, some people are gonna try to DPS paladin, and it just doesn't really work apparently. So that's
Are
just
you
kind of
gonna
how it is.
are you trying to DPS paladin?
No, I'm support.
Okay. All right.
Well, right now we're leveling. I'm DPS, but you
Yeah.
can respec all your stuff at any time. So
Oh,
they encourage experimenting.
cool. I really like games that do that. Like I hate being locked into builds. Or like one of the things that scares me off Path of Exile is I keep hearing that like there's so many dead builds because like if you don't immediately know what you're doing from the start, you'll just build something that's like super non optimal in towards the later levels.
Yep. No, as a Path of Exile player, that is pretty damn accurate. You literally want to like follow a guide on your first character.
Yeah.
There's no getting
Which
around that.
yeah, that makes me kind of sad. Like I mean, granted it definitely respects players that know the systems, but at the same point like it's definitely like why don't you just let people mid spec regame then? Like it definitely has like an unfun factor to it.
Oh, you can respec. It's
Yeah.
just you gotta pay.
Uh
So you have to have orbs of regret, which are fairly uncommon item.
yeah.
So
Also,
yeah.
do you have to pay for Orbs of Regret? Do you have to spend money on Orbs of Regret?
Oh no, there's no things you can buy with actual money. But
Oh,
you would use your in-game currency to buy orbs of regret to fix your
ah,
character.
damn. So there's
Yeah,
multiple levels of regret there, because not only do you have to
it's
like
true.
spend the money, but you also have to find new Orbs of Regret or something like that. Like, how do you
Yep.
get the Orbs of Regret?
They drop off of enemies, or you can like buy them from other players.
So damn, you gotta like spend money and then deal with the economics of the game just to get your Orbs of Regret. That's rough.
Yeah, it happens.
Oof. It's like twice the amount
They
of
they give
regret.
you some freebies as you level. Like sometimes you'll finish a quest and it's like, "Oh, here's a book of respec." It gives you 2 respec points, which is equal
Damn.
to 2 orbs of regret, which is equal to 2 little nodes on your entire massive passive tree.
Damn, yo.
So like if you level your character
Yeah,
to like 90, for example, right?
yeah, yeah.
At that point you've spent like 110 roughly points.
Hmm.
And so to completely respec your character, you would need at least 110.
Yo, guys, real quick.
Because most likely you'd have to like repath your
Yeah, yeah.
passive tree.
And is there any reason they don't let you actively just buy the Orbs of Regret outright? Like, you feel like that would be the most like player friendly decision?
No, they don't like to monetize anything like that. The only things you can buy are stash tabs, which is storage,
Yeah.
and cosmetics.
See, to me, that's like
That's
cutting
it.
off your nose to spite your face, because like obviously, like it's a fun factor for enjoyment of the game is being able to spec into the way your character wants to play. So like you should be like, okay, so you messed up your character build, like you just got to pay to fix it, and like as long as
Yeah.
it's not too crazy, like that should be perfectly fair to me. But I
Most
mean
of the time you're
that's not
better
pay to
off just
win, you know?
leveling a new character.
Yeah, see,
if you've colossally fucked up your character, you're better off just leveling a whole new character.
See that's a little too brutal for me. That's like, well, fuck me then.
Now that's Path of Exile in a nutshell. Brutal.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, I
Yeah.
just noticed that they had
A lot of people quit the game when they open the passive tree. So
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so sad. Why? That's so player unfriendly. Jeebus Christa. What were we saying, Matt?
Okay, so two things. We got about another 15 minutes for the podcast.
Shit.
Because I just went out there and realized that they have like a birthday cake for me.
Oh shit! Happy birthday! When was
Happy birthday?
Today.
What the hell? You didn't even mention it.
It says birthday stream on the title of the pod.
I don't read your stream title.
Do you ever watch
I don't read your titles either?
Yo, first of all,
fuck me,
happy birthday.
If y'all
let me down.
If y'all don't have, you guys gotta have the stream open.
Well, you're not on Facebook anymore, so fuck me.
I have the stream open.
You do?
I had it open. It was just taking up too much memory.
I have it open.
I had to close it.
No, you didn't, you piece of shit. All you gotta do is put a tab.
Yeah, I've had it open the whole time. I don't know.
I had it open a second ago. But then it crashed, so I closed it.
This guy's running on an HP pre-made from 2010.
He's running on Windows XP.
Okay. I am running now. I'm not actually running
on Windows Vista.
This is about like
Windows 8.
4-year-old tablet. So yeah.
Oof.
But happy birthday, dude! It's awesome.
Yeah, happy birthday, old man.
1 year older, 1 year hopefully wiser.
Fucking, I don't know.
1 year closer to the heat death of the universe, my dude.
1 year closer to realizing that I'm a dumbass.
Aren't we all though? I feel like the
older I get, the more I realize I'm just fucking stupid about things.
I mean, I feel
same,
like the older
dude.
we get, I feel like the older we get, most humans realize that I'm like,
man,
I could have done something better.
I could have did that better.
We got, you gotta live the life you best you can. You know what I mean? And like, sometimes it's realizing you made mistakes. Sometimes it's learn from your mistakes. So
it's true.
That's life.
As long as you're learning from things, I think that's the most important part.
Sometimes Sometimes you don't always optimize your build, and sometimes you got to buy those orbs of regret. I'm just saying.
Dude, I'm trying. Lately, I'm trying
from some bot player.
I've been trying to respec, so it is what it is.
Dude, that's what I'm doing by going back to school. Sometimes you just gotta do it. You gotta figure out how to best respec in the skills you want. You know what I mean? The skills you like.
True.
Find what you like to
do.
do.
What play style do you really want to do?
I don't know. Lately, I've been like specking into like Adobe Photoshop and Premiere Pro.
Graphic design is a
apparently you need to look into DaVinci.
Editing is a skill,
dude. No. I'm not. I've already learned one.
Could help you.
I've already learned one. I'm not gonna learn another.
You stubborn old man.
But yeah, man, happy fucking birthday. That's super dope.
Yeah, today's my birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy.
So I've just been chilling. Actually,
welcome to Earth Day.
Welcome to Earth.
Dude.
How much does the Earth cost? But I don't. Does anybody know what that's from?
No, what is it from?
It's actually it's a Kanye. It's a Kanye West quote.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
Yo, I don't even want to talk about Kanye right now because he's pissing me off so hard. Yo, you know who just like formally broke up being friends with? Kid Cudi. You know who he makes the best music with? Kid motherfucking Cudi. Oh, Kanye, you ruined it all. Like even the people at like the R Kanye sub, the
R Kanye sub.
Kanye fans were just like, "Yo, fuck Kanye for this one. We love you, Kid Cudi."
I wish I could be like, yeah. Oh, by the way, Quintessence, you know that Kanye West video I have on TikTok?
Yeah.
That got muted.
What?
It eventually got muted because they don't have the rights to the song anymore.
Oh, huh, that's a shame.
Yeah, by the way, it's not, it's like the two videos that I had, those aren't even the highest ones I have right now. Like something else beat it out. But
Damn.
yeah, I just never pinned it to the top because you can only have 3 pins. But either way, yeah, like the quote was from the Joe Rogan Experience where he's like talking, and then he's like, "Want to buy the Earth? How much does the Earth cost?" And like sometimes TikTok people will use that quote like through things, and it's always really funny. But yeah, anyway, man.
I prefer "Oh no, our table."
Oh no, our table. Yo, August, you there, man?
Good.
Yeah. No, yeah, just man, Kanye like the boy needs a life coach. He needs some person in his life to help him.
He needs to take his fucking meds.
This is yes, but like it's more than just meds, because like medication doesn't solve a lot of the root problems, which a lot of them are just like emotional. Like he needs a better way of just dealing with life, handling situations, yada yada yada.
Yeah, but
like, he doesn't get that. He needs a therapist. He needs a therapist. He's multiple therapists probably, but like the fact that he doesn't have any support, the fact that he's not using any positive support structures in his life, yeah,
right?
It's just a recipe for bad news. And it's a bummer because you're watching him public. Like the worst part is like it's not even private. You're watching him publicly destroy all the best relationships in his life, and that's just sad to watch.
You know,
really sad to watch.
And you know what's like really sad is that
Nah, I'm gonna get my popcorn.
Like I've met like I think a few summers ago I've met people who they will argue against like bipolar disorder as like as a treatment, as in like it's not real, though they have bipolar disorder and it's very obvious. It's very sad and depressing when because it's like the thoughts that they're having are making them believe that these things are true. And you know, they're not taking their medication or whatever it may be. You know,
no, it's
why
really
is it?
sad.
And also she was really hot. But why is it always the hottest girls that are always the craziest? What is with that?
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
This bipolar girl was super hot.
Yeah.
Why is it the hottest girls? Is it the hot crazy Matrix? Has anyone ever seen that?
I think it's the daddy issues.
Where, like, a lot of people find attractive people that are interesting. But upon later inspection, you find out part of what makes them interesting doesn't always lead to.
They're fucking insane.
Yeah, like you realize that like you know, whatever it may be. I don't know.
It's a bummer. And like what's it called? There was a really I need to find it. Give me like 2 seconds to find it. But yeah, like people were talking about like Kanye West on a thread. And yeah, the best comment I found was about like, you know, like Ye obviously has issues. But like, you know, he needs to do a better job of like, you know, handling those issues, because you know, I mean, like the way he acts influences others, influences his daughter, influences his kids, influences his fans. And yeah, it's a bummer to watch. It's a bummer to watch a man self-destruct on live TV or in live everything, because that's the way internet culture is now.
But I mean, but that's the thing is like, when you know he's obviously a public figure who has like bipolar disorder, and he's just like, I'm not taking my meds and I'm just fine, and that's just a bad message to send to people.
Yeah, no, I think the quote specifically was like, I think it might have been from the last podcast on the left, but it was basically like, Ye's mental health issues aren't his fault, but they are his responsibility.
Absolutely.
And the fact that he does no work.
That's for anyone.
The fact that he does no work to improve them or help them or fix his issues, or you know, lessen a lot of the issues he has, you know, that's on him, sadly enough. And I mean, not sadly enough, just it is. And yeah, it just sucks. It just sucks all around. I hate to see it, because I mean, as someone,
you hate to see it.
Yeah, it's someone who like has seen mental health issues and has dealt with my own as well as other people's, and it's a bummer to watch someone who was and is very talented be entirely unable to control their life because of the issues that they have.
Well, yeah, not to mention like the people he surrounds himself with are clearly not like they're not there to help him. They're there for a paycheck.
Not. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely toxic individuals that he hangs out with. They're people that aren't willing to like have a real conversation with Kanye and tell him, hey, yo, man, you all right? Like, well, you doing okay? Like, you lashing out a lot. Like, you need some help.
It could also be like like there's people that have tried to do that and maybe they just got fired. So it's people are afraid to lose their job. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, he might have turned those people away. Yeah, no, it's tough, man. I feel for the dude because he has talent, but he doesn't have he just seemingly lacks a way to handle any of his negative emotions. And that's just it's a recipe for bad news. It's not a recipe for anything good. Anything productive in his life.
So guys, just wrapping this up.
Wrapping this up. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. So like next week we can get to more content. This was really fun. But where can people find you? Quintessence. Where can people find you?
Just me?
Yeah, we start with that. We'll start with you, man.
Okay, fine. People can find me on twitch.tv/QuintessenceHD. I try to stream, once a week, but it doesn't always work out.
Yeah, just stay tuned.
Yeah, and for me, still exclusively on this podcast. Once I have more time, I might set up some like YouTube stuff and be playing some like old games or whatever. But for now, I love just hanging out and doing this podcast.
Like even if you want to plug your socials, like your Twitter or your Instagram, whatever you like, if you feel like that's something you can give to people.
I'm good for now. I'll hook up people if people want content. I can hook them up later.
All right. Yeah, guys. So we are gonna be in about a half an hour. We're gonna be doing the Common Writer Club. So if anybody wants to stop by, we have our own Discord, and anybody can join this, including August if he's feeling it this week.
We are continuing to watch Kamen Rider Agito.
Yeah, we're watching Kamen Rider Agito. I gotta make a new advertisement for Agito. We'll be starting like at 8:00.
All your evil baby rapid growth needs.
Other than that, guys, you can find the backlog on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, I don't know,
YouTube.
Yep. I literally keep forgetting all of the things. We're on.
Instagram.
We're now the podcast is now on Spotify. We are on Anchor. Every day we're putting in work and adding more content. God damn it! This week I am going to be playing the King of Fighters 15 and trying to get that down. Streaming that.
You made me forget. Okay. Real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
The new hotness.
New hotness, bro.
Coming out literally tomorrow. Happy Valentine's Day to you. King of Fighters 15.
Yeah.
It's got rollback. It's got a bunch of other features. If you like fighting games, if you like,
it has Angel.
What?
Me and Breezels, we're gonna get down on some KOF 15, dude. What else?
Go get you some KOF.
Also,
ooh, okay.
One other thing. We'll be playing Sifu as well. Like I bought the game. I haven't had a chance to actually touch it.
It's by the makers of
Absolver, right?
Absolver, yeah.
Yeah, which God, I hope they improved on that. But
I wanted Absolver 2.
Absolver.
I really hope they make an Absolver 2.
I had Absolver on the PS4, but it had a lot of issues. I mean, I still beat it, but I think they are gonna have a better chance having like a single player game like Sifu than having something like an open world like
that's
deal.
What I'm saying. Like,
Sifu's not like Absolver, so
yeah, Sifu's a single player game. So I hope they make an Absolver 2 that has basically like a single player story campaign like Sifu, and then also has the PvP like Absolver. I hope eventually we get to that.
Absolver just bit off more than it could chew.
It did.
There was no way in
was-
hell it would ever be able to balance all of the things that it did and wanted to do.
That game needed like a year to 6 months in the oven before it was ready.
It was a hyper ambitious effort for some relatively. I don't know if they were new devs. I want to assume they were new devs, but I mean, it's still cool.
It was Devolver Digital, wasn't it?
Dude, I really appreciated it for what it was, and that's why like I have love for it. But at the same time, there was a lot
3D fighting games.
There was
3D. There aren't enough 3D movement fighting games. If that I don't know how to even describe it. Like action style fighting game.
Yeah.
There was a lot to be disappointed in as well. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm excited to check out Sifu and getting down some KOF 15 and making a team. And actually, I think that might be my new main, taking over Tekken 7. So,
shit! Abandoning the Tekken.
I mean,
I love Tekken, but I just want to see what's my team. Is that what you're asking?
Is KOF taking the spot of Tekken 7? Is that what you're saying?
I think so. I think
what it sounds like.
It might take like if I
better
can
netcode.
If I can play it for a week.
Netcode and better netcode.
And I have a friend who he's gonna run through like the basics of KOF, and after that I'm gonna see if it's for me, and if not I'll stick to Tekken 7.
You can always hop on Juicebox's stream. I'm sure he's gonna get a lot of new people in.
Did you know that he actually rated us?
Oh no, really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Like when Quintessence was there, it was like me and Quintessence playing KOF 98, and he rated us. And
oh right,
yeah,
shoutouts from Juice.
Yeah, Juicebox, like FGC man, and he's a really cool guy who's like very like his instructionals are very dry. I did, yeah. With Street Fighter 5, I did a lesson with him. He's not. Though he doesn't want to work with like new people. He actually wants to work with like more experienced people. But he's still a good dude, and like I'm really happy that I get rated, and I can still talk to him or whatever, and we can even have him. I'm thinking like eventually I want to start having more people on the podcast and interviewing people who are in the community. Like even in our circle, like I was thinking I wanted to get Crazy on here.
Okay, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, hey dude, I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think that whatever, Crazy has his own hot takes, but still
Crazy's great.
Yeah, he has his own hot takes. But like at the same time, that means that he's very Puking as well. Yep, that was another one that I had on my Puking, and like pretty much anybody, like even Bobcat, I wanted to have him on here, but he's usually doing AES on Sundays, which if you don't know, it's called Ass Eating Sunday, and it's where people do first to fives in Tekken. So go check out Crazy's Twitch channel.
A shout out
to
Crazy.
The Crazy, yeah, and Crazy is like he's a good dude. He supports the community a lot. There's also some TikTok fighting game people. There's Phil, of course, who like I've kind of been in contact with for a little while, and he's a good dude. I want to have him on. I'm gonna be on his podcast, I think, this week. And then we're gonna have like I want to just slowly build up and you get bigger names and kind of like I love these streams where we just talk about whatever, but also I would love to interview people who are like do whatever we do but way better, and learn from them or whatever it may be.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah, man.
No, it was definitely a cool stream of consciousness experience. Like I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, see, but
I don't know all other ones.
But you see how like for at least for me, it's and I think for Quintessence, it's more fun to not like have a little bit of structure, but allow yourself to talk about whatever comes to your mind, and it's an actual conversation instead of. You know what I mean? Like everyone can kind of get their own peace of mind in about whatever it is.
gonna take the counterpoint that it's nice to go over a couple different topics. Like I would have loved to have gotten to the Oscars today. I guess we could say.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like I feel like when you like always have an arsenal of things you want to go over, and we always get one of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's the thing. Like I think we can do both. We can find a happy medium.
Yeah. And so like next week, if you want to go over the Oscars, I would love to talk about that. And I could try to pay attention to it, whatever it may be. But yeah, like I said,
I'm only probably gonna go over the stuff that like we immediately recognize because there's a lot of categories. But yeah, I mean, enjoyed today. Yeah.
Yeah, I would even like to I would really like to talk about Sifu next week and like my experience with it, as well as KOF 15 and how that's going. But yeah.
So last 2 points on my bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
New game releases. I was a huge fucking Horizon Zero Dawn fan. I thought that was one of the best new games, original stories to come out in years. That was the launch title for the PS4. Its sequel is dropping on the 18th, so I am beyond hyped for that.
But on PC though?
I don't. Yeah, PS5.
Yeah.
So sadly, I will probably not play it. But I will probably watch an entire.
No PS5, no problem. Oh wait.
It's okay.
PS5, big problem.
PS5s don't exist. It's all right.
Yeah, it's rough, bro.
I don't even really want one. I would have like 2 games on it.
But the exclusives are so good. Spider-Man and Horizon. I mean, that's all I need.
I'm just saying. Like, I know you say that PS5s exist, but I know they don't.
Whatever. But yeah, I know, right? Well, it did isn't GameStop like starting to like let scalpers scalp? Like that's their new policy, or it's not GameStop. Like there was some story in the news today about like some store that's basically like putting things behind a paywall, which is like pro scalpers because scalpers can pay a little bit more to like reserve their copies or something like that. I'll have to save that article for next week. It sounded super sketch.
I don't know. It's actually pretty easy to get a PlayStation 5 now. Just FYI, you sign up for the official Sony queue and they pretty much immediately call you like a week later.
So. Dude, all I'm saying is like you're never. I have a feeling you're just not going to be able to stop scalpers, but
you can't.
You can come up with better ways. I'm sure. Like a system can be designed that disenfranchises or disincentivizes scalping more than the current one does. But,
I literally watched a TikTok the other day where somebody had an entire van full of PS5s. And was selling like I want to say like waist high like boxes full of PS5s to somebody so they could scalp that shit.
Supply and demand is an old game. So yeah, I mean
it's wild.
There's gonna be some like you got to fight scalping where you can. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah. Elden Ring also coming out at the end of the month.
Holy shit, yeah.
A lot of people are super fucking hyped for that.
This is going to be a busy
huge month for game releases.
It always is, I swear to God.
It's a stupid huge month for game releases. Like Horizon, Elden Ring, and KOF.
We're getting everything that got pushed back from last year into this year.
All in the same month.
All of it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be pretty nuts. But we can talk about those a little bit closer to their release dates. I just wanted to say that they're coming out.
Yeah, for sure.
Peacemaker's good. Watch Peacemaker. Jack Reacher just came out on Amazon. Alan Richardson is in it. Or Richardson, I can't say his name. Does anyone remember the micro penis guy from New Girl? Because that's what most people recognize. He was also in Tiny
No,
I don't.
I never really watched New Girl.
Alright, it was kind of funny.
I didn't either.
He did an AMA on Reddit, and people asked him what he gets most recognized as, either that or the Titans. And he said, like, one time he was, like, walking down the street and someone drove by and yelled out micropenis at him. So,
I mean hey.
Yeah.
At least he has a chance to prove them wrong, you know?
I know, right? No, but, like, obviously, like, it just proves the rule that people are gonna recognize you from, like, your most hilarious role rather than, like, anything else that you've been in. But yeah, I've heard the new Reacher is super good. I haven't checked it out yet. I've just heard it's good. And the new episodes of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air remake just came out with the first couple episodes.
God,
so.
Yeah. We could go over that later. I would like to. Later. I'll watch it. I want to watch that, but I have mixed feelings about what I've heard.
I don't necessarily expect it to be good, but I'm gonna watch the first couple episodes and then make an opinion.
Yeah. But hey, man. Anyway, we got to wrap this up. But we'll be over at the Discord in Common Writer Club in about like 20-ish minutes. I gotta eat some food and eat a birthday cake. And yeah, guys, hey, I appreciate y'all being around. Breezels, you rule, man. I can't wait to play some KOF 15 with you. Quintessence, world's greatest mod, of course, always the best. August Podcastman never has, always has something to say, and it's always interesting. But anyway, guys, hey, you guys have a good night, and I will see you later. Everyone say peace out. Peace out, y'all.
Later. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.